You the agent in charge of the case?
That's right. What can I do for you?
I'm here because I can't live with what I know anymore. Listen, this may sound a little bit crazy, but I know who the God's-hand killer is.
What makes you think that?
You hadn't even heard me out yet, and already you doubt me.
There are demons among us. I can see the demons, while other people can't.
I'm scared, Dad.
Nothing that crazy could be real.
Up. I just got back from an Antifa rally.
An Antifa rally? Yeah, because you're a social
I'm,
justice warrior.
Resist.
What's up, Taylor?
What's going on, everyone? How's everything going?
Yeah, we got our buddy Taylor sitting in with us because my co-host Ralph decided to schedule Justin without actually asking Justin what his schedule was.
Yeah, our guest of honor just couldn't make it. Yeah, because he was too busy doing fucking nothing.
Yeah, no, he said he's got stuff going on all weekend. He goes, Ralph just told me I was on the next one, but didn't tell me a date or anything. Is that accurate, Ralph?
Yeah. So, you shouldn't have to give a date. It's every fucking week. What do you think?
Well, I mean, just
but to be fair, Ralph's an asshole. So.
Yeah, that's true. Ralph doesn't like schedules or like being confined to like specific times. Correct?
I'm just gonna do dead air for the rest of the show.
So on my way home, I'm taking care of my friend's cat.
Great story.
Well, listen, shut up. You're interrupting before the show even starts.
Dan's got to take care of the cats.
Yeah, I got to take care of the cats.
Where'd you get those beers?
Don't worry about it.
I want a beer.
No,
I brought them.
Yeah, go ahead, grab him a beer. So I had I'm taking care of Mike White's aunt and uncle's cats while they're away, and they're right up the mountain off Clinton Road. So coming home on 23, I take Clinton Road home. And for anyone listening, I know a lot of horror fans listen. Clinton Road is considered the world's most haunted road. It's weird New Jersey. The mafia used to dump bodies there. The Klan did meetings there. There's all kinds of spooky shit that goes on there because it's literally a 7-mile road and nothing with no cell phone service, no street lights or anything. So I'm on Clinton, and I can fly down Clinton. I grew up off Clinton Road. I know my way around there like the back of my hand. And as I'm coming up the street on Clinton Road, there is a pack of like 10 people on bicycles in my lane. So I'm like, these guys are going like 15, 20 miles per hour, and I'm going slow, and I'm about to go around, and my car starts coming. So I just kept my hand on the horn at one point. A guy at the front of him stops the whole pack of bicycles, and he gets off his bike and starts walking towards my car. So I went around and just drove away. He was trying to tell him, I think he was trying to tell me I was being a danger to them because all these there was a video that just went viral of a guy on a bicycle getting hit by a car.
I don't think people on bikes fucking understand. Now you just got me mad.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy you just did this. No, you really got me fucking mad.
2 minutes in, he's already yelling.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is, honestly, people on bikes, right, riding in the middle of the fucking road, you do not have the right of way. You don't have a motor. You are completely exposed to the elements. Yeah?
You want me to expose myself?
And the whole... Well, you did that anyway. There was time you sent me a picture of your naked asshole.
Which time?
All the time.
Opposed to his clothed asshole?
No, so it just doesn't make any fucking sense to me because you don't have the fucking right of way. You're basically on a motorcycle without a fucking motor.
Bicycle riders are now at the top of my like most hated list. I know you might have something higher up on your most hated list, Taylor, because you didn't have a very quiet week at home this past week. It was kind of loud outside your house, wasn't it?
I see what you did.
Yeah, why was it so loud outside your house recently?
So, just to paint you a fucking picture, I live next to a goddamn church. Right? That's not even the worst part.
And taking the Lord's name in vain.
That's fine. I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
Listen, I've lived there for over 20 years. I'm surprised they haven't fucking smited me at this
point.
He
has cursed in every sentence he has said since the show has started.
Yeah, because I'm pissed. I had a shit day at work, and I told you earlier today that I'm gonna fucking go nuts today. Okay? So there's a fucking carnival right outside my goddamn house. Literally, I look outside and shut up, dude. I look outside my back fucking door, and there's a goddamn thing with like
Ferris wheel.
Children that sit in swings and it swings them around and shit. And then there's
I gotta get me one of those.
And then there's a fucking roller coaster, but it's not a good one because it's just in a fucking circle.
The music was good at least. The music was good.
Yeah, it was great. Listen to the fucking shitty version of Cheap Trick. Yeah, it was great. Should I stay or should I go now? Fuck off, dog.
I wish you would go now.
Yeah, seriously.
Would it be great if the kids came undone and went right through his window?
Dude, nothing.
The face starts beating on the kid.
Taylor would be like, "Thank you, God."
Dude, nothing.
There it is again. The kid.
Yo, I told my buddy
don't even
Chris. I
care.
told my buddy Chris, who's lived in Pompton a majority of our lives, and it's been there since we've moved there in 1996. It's there every fucking year, and it was cool when you're a kid.
The bicentennial.
Because there's a fucking carnival in your backyard as a child. That's fucking dope. There's Zeppelis, there's pizza, and there's rides. What the fuck else do you need? There's no weird clowns, which is cool.
Well,
he's got a lot of hand motions today. I'm liking
I
this.
had Bob and Quaz here, and he was Snapchatting me like how loud the carnival was, and he FaceTimed me, and he can't hear what I'm saying, and I just said, hey, I want to ask you, I have a proposal for you, and the first thing he says is, I'm not gonna have sex with you. I'm like, no, I wanted to ask if you would get me some Zeppelis and funnel cake and deliver them to me. We're only hanging out for another half hour, but you could drop them off if you want, and obviously he declined, unfortunately. All right, so now that we've ranted for a little bit,
what is this episode?
This is episode 1212 of You Watch, I Listen. Again, we have our buddy Taylor Majka of In the Pit sitting in with us, and if you aren't listening to In the Pit right now, please go subscribe on iTunes.
No, listen to this and then listen in.
Yeah, right after.
Yeah, listen to this first. I definitely agree.
But you can go and drop him a review on iTunes. That's In the Pit with Taylor Majka.
4 stars,
it's
please.
Majka.
3.5 or above, I would like. 1 star, I totally understand.
You're a 2-star person, but it's a 5-star podcast.
He went up a level.
Yeah,
how nice you are.
Yeah,
to me.
a 2 stars. Yeah, you've gone up from like 1
Hey,
recently.
you were Colucci last week.
What was awful. What was so funny about that is him and I talked about it. I said, I'm gonna try hard to like be nice, and then within 10 minutes, it just happens. He's just got one of those faces that I want to just shoot.
Dude, the majority of the show last week was you just like he's trying to get
Call
a
him a
sentence
gay
out.
virgin.
And exactly. You saying all that, and then instead of him trying to make his point, it's you just laughing over him.
How about when he starts making fun of a kid we went to high school with who... One, he might not even be alive. I don't think anyone's heard of him.
And he's at minimum borderline special needs.
And he's just going.
What constitutes borderline special needs? Let's get into that.
Taylor Majka.
We're looking at him. Yeah.
Oh well.
No, you're normal.
He was
Am I?
Normal needs.
He was probably socially off more than mentally.
No, I don't think I had anything wrong with him.
He was very weird.
He was a weird guy.
He was
but I don't think there was anything
really,
wrong with
really
him.
weird. Caitlin was always, or landlord, excuse me, was always
You
very.
suck
I know,
with that.
was always very nice to him. And then one day in lunch, she was playing Uno with him, and I guess she won, and he got so mad about a game of Uno, which I can sympathize with. So again, welcome to episode 12 of You Watch, I Listen. We have a bunch of shit to talk about today. I have a bunch of stuff.
I got a good amount.
You got a bunch of stuff. So why don't we jump right into our reviews from last week?
Yeah, and then real quick, I have a couple of things I want to.
All right, absolutely. We'll get to you.
All right.
So I'm gonna go first, if you don't mind.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
I
So
fucking mind.
so
I want
last
Ralph
week,
to go first.
Ralph gave. You want Ralph to go? Ralph,
Yeah.
go first.
Okay, so Dan gave me
changed my mind. I want
Swans
Dan
this
to go
week.
first.
Now I'm just gonna go. All right.
He gave me Swans, My Father Rope Heaven.
My Father
Man.
Rope. Okay, so Ralph gave me the album by Swans called My Father Will Guide Me Up to
Heaven on a
Will
Rope
guide me
or something.
guide me up with a rope to the sky or something.
Yeah.
It's
something along those lines.
something like that. So first off, track wise, it's a short album. It's eight tracks, but it's like a 45-minute album.
Yeah.
Because a bunch of the fucking tracks are just 2 to 3 minutes of noise, like the same repetitiveness. Like an album is skipping is kind of what some of this. The first opening song is 3 minutes of just dun dun dun.
Drone.
Dun,
It's called Drone.
whatever the fuck it is. So let me say a couple things here.
And before you do start, this was the first album I gave that I said I wasn't a huge fan of, but there's something about the album.
Okay, so up until today, I could not find that something about the album. I listened to it probably 15 times, and I didn't necessarily hate it at any point, but I didn't like it either. There was a couple songs I liked specific. You know what song I liked the most, and it wasn't yours that you said you loved. You listed your favorite song, and I did like the song, was Eden Prison. That was a good song. I really liked Reeling the Liars In.
Reeling the Liars In is phenomenal.
It's really weird because it almost has like a Bob Dylan like folk kind of sound because he even starts doing like the Reeling the Liars In, like that talking.
Can you do the entire show like that?
I don't know.
Watch,
I could do it like
I
Shatner if
listen.
you want.
Please do.
You should do the entire
I hope you
show
do it like
with
his
Bob
wife.
Dylan.
No. So
This album, Swans.
WNBC. So
Private Parts
there's a
reference.
few things. So it's weird because when I first listened to it, I graded the songs, and I don't think the grading the songs works on this one because it's in some ways it's a lot like Yay Sayer, which you gave me last week, where I feel like if it was over a movie or a show, I think it would be perfect because the way it sounds. It sounds like this guy was feeling, this weirdo, who whatever his name is, he was feeling something. I don't think what he heard he liked when he made it, but I think what he made was what he felt, if that makes sense.
I understand
and
exactly what
I
you're saying.
couldn't necessarily understand what he was feeling, but there's got to be something positive to an album that I can't think of anything to possibly compare it to. I've never heard anything necessarily like this. Some of the stuff is like the opening track, No Words, No Thoughts. It's a 3-minute droning, as you said, of just repetitiveness. It was boring, and even when the chorus started up, I didn't really dig it. And then Reeling the Liars In took me a little while to grow on, but now I'm like, I actually really like this song. The song Jim, I can't help but picture Jim Norton during it. That's all I'm seeing is his face. Jim. I didn't like My Birth.
That's my least favorite song on the album.
You know what I hated when I first wrote it down? I gave it a 0.5. Was You Fucking People Make Me Sick? And now, like, when I was just listening again, I'm like, it's weird because it plays like a musical song. I
say elaborate. When you say like a musical, are you talking like a Broadway play, or are you talking
like a sound score almost?
Yeah, like
right.
a sound. But the guy is like singing, talking, and then there's a little kid talking to him too while the song is going
so
on.
They're like acting a scene mid.
Yeah, kinda. It's really strange. Like I said, I can't think of anything to compare this album to, and I don't know if it's anything I'd ever necessarily recommend to anyone. But I also think it's one of those things. If you kept on in the background, you get a couple people that are like turn their heads, but as you get used to the how unique this sound is, it would be very good background noise. But I don't think it's an album you can necessarily like jam out to.
No, absolutely
it's
not.
Definitely not. Like I've graded this on an album a couple times. I like an album that I can drive to with the windows down. You can't do it to this one.
Absolutely not.
It's the ultimate test, is the drive test.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand with certain types of music, like if you're listening to a fucking depressing song, driving doesn't really go with it because then you're going to want to crash your car into a tree. This one, I don't even think is depressing.
I'm going to recommend you Johnny Cash's Hurt next week.
Please. Although Nine Inch Nails version would make me more depressed.
Or go listen to
the Johnny Cash version.
It's better.
Significantly better.
I don't think it's significantly better.
No,
it's not significantly better. They're two different songs. They're completely different.
Okay,
everywhere,
whatever.
top to bottom.
Who gives a shit?
That's true.
It's a 10-year-old.
You clearly gave a shit because you brought it up.
Yeah,
go
true.
fuck yourself. Get off the show.
All right, so this album, if I was grading it based on how I judge the songs, it's like a 0.50. But actually, I'm not giving it a high grade. It's a 2. I dug a lot of it. I think the 2 songs, Eden Prison and Reeling the Liars In, actually got added to my playlist that I listen to when I'm doing work and hanging out. So a 2 out of 5 when it started out as like a 0.7 is a lot. But if you're looking for something different music-wise that you've never heard before, and give it a few spins. Don't write it off after one listen because it took me a few spins. And I'm the kind of person where, like with Cut Copy, I knew after one listen I was done with it. With Yesayer, it took a few more. With Bobby Womack, it was one listen. It took about 10 listens on this for me to actually like start to feel it. But this guy was in a dark place when he made this album. I have no doubt.
So the thing about this, and a lot of the things you said about this album, I feel the same way. The album itself, it has some good songs. I think the riff in Eden Prison, that weird
Yeah.
I think that's one of the top riffs in any song. I love that riff. I think Reeling the Liars In, like you said, with that weird, almost like churchy cult singing, very cool. This songs, though, very few of them get stuck in your head. You don't really like it. A lot of them kind of drone on a little long. But something, when you're done with it, you go, that was something I can't explain. And I think that's what the beauty of the album is that it's so out there. It's something that's, you're going to compare other albums to it for better or for worse.
But you can't say anything is exactly like it.
No, exactly.
And the thing that I actually respect about this album is you can tell that these guys are very musically talented. They're very, very good musicians, but no one shows off. And it's weird.
It's a Trent Reznor situation where the main guy replaces the band every once in a while.
Yeah, the music, it's weird because there's no breakdowns. There's no going from verse 1 to the bridge to the break to the chorus. It's just I can't really describe it.
It's just like a lot of the guys complement each other very well. At least the instruments do.
Yeah, they're very tight.
But it's so all over the place that it's hard to really
they're very
comprehend.
tight because it doesn't have like a typical beat like
Right.
a 2-3-4, 2-3-4.
Right.
It's just da-dunt.
Before 3 ostinato.
Yeah, it's really weird. So again, if you want something
I have a
different,
music podcast, dickhead. I have to know what that means.
exactly.
I didn't say anything wrong.
I'm just premeditated.
Premeditated rage.
You're not Colucci, I'm not Perosi.
That's his secret. He's angry all the time.
Especially today.
Yeah. So again, that was Swans. My Father Will Guide Me Up. Guide Me Up on a Rope to the Sky.
Give it a listen. I guarantee you're gonna feel something.
Yeah, you might hate it, and that's how I was. But I respect that the album brought something out of me without turning me off completely.
The guy clearly had a vision. That's what I think.
I don't want to know what that vision was. He went on a vision quest.
That guy's out of his fucking mind.
You want to smoke bath salts and go on a Vision Quest?
No.
Or you want to do these drugs and watch Vision Quest?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right, so now on to you.
You gave me Frugals.
Frugals?
The movie.
The box trolls.
You gave me Frailty?
Frailty. Yes.
Okay. So I never heard of this movie.
A lot of people didn't.
Bill Paxton
Rules.
didn't.
Bill Paxton's the best.
It's the extreme.
I didn't really know anything.
Oh, manly handshake ensues.
One of the few movies you've given me that I know nothing about.
Yeah,
so I didn't
that was
read
kinda my
anything
idea.
about it. I just went in blind. All I can say is how this movie is not a classic is beyond me.
Thank
It is one of those movies where I go, how is this not a movie that everyone's going to compare it to? First of all, it's not a horror movie. You made it sound like a horror movie. It's not even really a thriller movie. It's more of a...
I would say the closest thing I compare it to is like a 7. It's like
I completely agree.
Kinda,
7
yeah.
is its closest along the
7,
lines.
Usual Suspects.
It-
stuff
Usual
like that.
Suspects what I got.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to put it in any genre, just because it's like a Silence of the Lambs in some ways.
It's a unique movie.
Absolutely.
Creepy ways, absolutely.
It's
yeah.
creepy. It's not scary. It is creepy.
No, it's because it's real life creepy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
We got to give Taylor props. He actually agreed to watch the movie before the show.
Oh, you did?
I agree with you.
Oh, it was the first time you saw it
1000%.
too?
Yeah.
There is no fucking way. And for someone that can't really watch horror or doesn't really
Here,
care
hold
about
on.
horror movies,
Hold
in
on real
general,
quick. I'm going to close the window because the fiance, I want her to watch it. I was
good.
supposed to watch it with her,
No
and I watched it
spoilers.
without.
Go for it.
I don't want her to get spoiled
hit
by
the
it because
window.
I
Right,
think...
no, I'm not spoiling nothing, but I'm saying is like I completely agree with what Ralph said. Is like I do not see how someone could not watch this movie and then see how it like this came out. Was this after 7 or before 7?
This was 2001. It came out, so I believe
7 was
when did
90.
7 come out?
It was after. It was after.
After?
7, yeah.
Okay, but you could see where it draws inspiration from, and it's absolutely amazing. Not to mention, I have an absolute love for Bill Paxton. Every single thing he does.
He's awesome.
And the fact that he directed it and starred in it,
His
that
first-
tells you everything.
He directed it, and he was
fucking amazing.
he was a bad guy in it.
Yeah.
How often do you see someone direct?
Wait. Was he a bad guy?
Well, okay.
Oh, don't do
Couple
that.
things.
No, like.
But it's the truth. Yeah.
Couple things in this movie.
It's spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you
Yeah, there's a lot of
Frailty, skip over about 5 minutes.
So a few things with this movie. Very little that I can complain about it. It even had that prestige thing. Remember how I complain when movies like kind of spoon food?
Yeah, they spoon
It
feed.
did it, but for whatever reasons, I was like, it fit the movie. It was so minor.
Things
It was
fell into place very well.
even though it was very clear, what was happening at that point. I didn't feel like they were, being dumb to the audience. So I respected that.
I just wrote on my face with the pen.
One thing that did bother me, and it's not the movie's fault, is I didn't figure out the whole ending, but I kind of had a feeling of where they were going early on. And I'll tell you the moment, and it's such a nice little touch. The moment I figured it out is when he goes to put him in the cop car, and he goes, "Nah, I got it," and he goes in, and I go, "That's going to come back later."
Yep.
I knew that moment that was related to something. That's when
Absolutely.
when it turns out that he's the other son. When he was right the whole time,
That freaked
when
me the
you
fuck
have the
out.
biblical, like the Cain and Abel thing, not Cain and Abel, I'm sorry,
Abraham.
Abraham and Abraham's kid,
Isaac
Newton.
Abraham and Isaac. Yeah.
Sir Isaac Yankem.
Oscar Isaac.
I-
Isaac Yankem, DDS.
Really, creepy movie. You get you almost feel bad for the father though.
Yeah.
he's
He
the
loves
bad
his
guy.
kids.
I mean, I get it. You can make an argument he's not the bad guy, but for all intents and purposes, he's the bad guy. But you don't.
He plays the bad guy throughout the movie. He's the antagonist until
Yeah.
the last 10 minutes. We'll
Yeah,
say.
and he
gonna say,
he
yeah.
might even be like you don't even.
You don't know.
A lot of questions remain unanswered, but you have a feeling of satisfaction
So
at the
if
end.
you take the movie just at face value and what they told you, which is what I do, because I think it's very clear the movie's intentions.
This isn't a Minority Report situation.
It's all
Real.
what he said was happening was actually happening.
Yeah.
His father wasn't crazy. And one of my favorite scenes in the movie that when you watch it back, you'll be like, it's actually funny because some parts play like a black comedy, and it's the
There's
part
a lot
where
of
he's
black
under the
dark.
truck and the angel comes down to him like
he
an
just
armored
stops,
angel,
and
but
they
then the camera pans out and it's
and
just
he's just
him.
laying underneath
It just
the truck.
that shit was funny because they tease you thinking like, oh my god, this guy's just crazy, but that's what he was seeing.
a few little scenes like when at the last scene when McConaughey shakes the guy's hand, he goes, "You're a good man."
Yeah.
Like little things like that just get.
That was really cool when that happened. I
Yeah,
will say
well-
too, honestly, when I was watching the movie, I honestly felt little to no sympathy for Fenton.
Yeah.
In the beginning, until we fucking locked him in the cellar.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fucked up. Have you seen God yet? There is no.
now
God.
did
Sends
Fedden
him
and
back
the
down.
one question I have is did Fedden
Fenton. Yeah, he died.
Thank you for confirming that. Did he die believing it still was all bullshit, or did he believe it? Well, he was a believer at that point?
If you watch it back, I watched it again last night myself. Adam, Matthew McConaughey, says he could see it all the time, too. He just didn't want to. And when he calls him on the phone, he goes, the demons are everywhere.
Yeah.
So he became a demon in technically, and you could.
That's what I thought.
And the part where that comes into play, when my buddy Jake just watched it last night off my recommendation. Shout out to Jake, and he loved it too. Him and his girl, and he was asking like, how did he become a demon? I was like, well, the scene that you got to look at is when Bill Paxton was having Fenton dig the grave or the cellar, and he asked him if he was praying to God, and he said no. And then the next scene, Bill Paxton says, God told me something I don't want to believe.
Yeah.
So it's something that he renounced God, and God left him susceptible to getting a demon or becoming a demon.
Another, like, I like the little biblical, like images they sprinkle in where he refuses to wear the gloves and he's got the stigmatas on his hand.
And
it's not overly, like, it's not one of those movies where it's laying on the images or they're too obscure. They're very just sprinkled in. It's a good ass movie.
They're a passenger in the vehicle of the movie, all the biblical stuff. It's just, it comes along for the ride. And again, the whole point of the movie is to make you think what is actually happening, when it's one of the very few movies that takes that risk. And it could have very easily been fucked up with a weird, dumb twist.
And it was, of every movie you've given me so far, by far the best paced movie.
Hour and 40 minutes.
That was my thing when I told you about it. It's not too long. It's not too short.
It's perfect.
It's absolutely perfect. And I would say the other thing I really wanted to say that like was really like blew my mind was at the end of the movie when you find out McConaughey's Adam, but you also see like when he kills his first demon, and you hear Adam's like, yeah,
he could see what his dad was doing.
Yeah, but you don't see it as a viewer. But he's like, yeah, I saw everything. And then when he goes back and it flashes back to him touching all the demons and him seeing all that shit. I'm like,
and
whoa,
you know what
dude.
the biggest giveaway is that it was all real was how the cop couldn't remember his face. The FBI and the camera went fuzzy over him. That was so cool and so smart.
And I another scene that I forgot about until just now that I really liked is when they were eating dinner and Adam. The younger son's Adam, right?
Yeah,
Adam's the younger.
Adam's the one that...
When Adam goes, like, I never get to see God, I only see the demons, and then it's when you realize that
give it away. When you watch it back, you'll notice all these things that tell you what's happening, kind of like how The Sixth Sense does it, where The Sixth Sense, if you really watch it back, it's obvious the whole time.
It stinks because I did figure it out pretty quickly, and when I feel there's a good feeling when you're like, oh, I was right about it. You feel very smart about it.
That's what I
but at the same time, you kind of like, oh, I saw that coming. So that's the only thing that kind of stuck. But that's not the movie's fault.
Yeah, no, not at all.
If I had to rank them of all the ones, the big three that you've given me that I liked the most were this, The Wrestler, and the first Tom Cruise movie. Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Those are three ones that you've given me, all complete different movies, different styles. Those are the three that I really love.
I'm glad you liked it that much because I as a fan of
how it's not a classic is beyond me.
I mean, it went completely under the radar. Everyone I know that has seen this movie loves it. I've never met anyone that said it's terrible. And Bill Paxton, for a first-time director, especially with that kind of story where you're using multiple timelines, you're trying to trick the viewer as well, and come to this twist that you could have very easily fucked up with some dumb M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, some weird shit.
And he stuck to his guns. And the thing that I've listened to the commentary on it before, how he relied on the directors that he's worked with before. Like he called up James Cameron, who he worked with on Aliens and True Lies. He was hitting up all these people. And it's a shame that he only got one other movie after that. And it wasn't even a good one. It was some golf movie. And it's a shame that he's dead too. Obviously, I love Bill Paxton.
Dead in quotations.
One of the critiques on the movie was, "Oh, his acting is very animated." Like that's Bill Paxton.
There's always been that way.
That's his charm.
He's playing a fucking serial killer or
trying to not scare his kids and keep them in the loop on what's happening.
And those kid actors
were great,
phenomenal.
They were great, and even like the beginning when they're doing the dumb church songs. I got the Lord, 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 Lord down in my heart. Where down in my heart?
Where
down in my heart?
Tack.
Come.
No. Was he say? Was he say? Set on attack. Ow.
Yeah, and if I meet the devil, I hope he sits on a tack.
Ow.
Okay, this isn't you sing, we him.
You're so fucking stupid.
I sing, you chorus.
And I'll tell you,
So what's it on a scale of 1 to 5?
I'm gonna give it my favorite demon, Bjor.
Bjor.
We don't know why we're summoning Bjor.
Cook fucking shit.
I'll tell you this: for such a dark movie, it flows very lightly. It's almost like it's a very breezy movie for the subject.
And being so dark and heavy at the end, you don't feel like you just watched Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah,
or
no, that's the
Mystic
thing
River.
too. It doesn't overwhelm you with everything
because
it has,
if you look
which is nice.
And if you take it at face value, he was the good guy.
It's got a really
well. That's like if you really like.
Only the person he killed was the cop, and that was so cool. And Bill Paxton, like he threw up. He was hysterical.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you, yo. When fucking Fenton turns the axe on Bill Paxton, I was like, whoa, dude!
What
I
just
was
happened?
not fucking expecting that.
Unfortunately, I was like, I saw it coming, but that's when I had it kind of all figured out in my
no, you
head.
didn't.
Yeah, I swear I did.
He's good with that. Like, if I had just seen the movie now, I probably would have gotten it because I predict these things way too easily.
It does suck, and I'm not even. This isn't like, I do ruin movies for myself because and then here's the other side though. When I think I have it, and the movie throws me for a curveball, I get super like jacked about it.
Because the movie tricked you because you thought you knew better. No, you fucking didn't, and then they're like.
All right. So
Well, our new sponsor before we move forward.
Go ahead. Plug
we have
our
a new
sponsor.
sponsor this week. It's a real sponsor, unlike Homeward Bound 3.
They were a real.
They were a real sponsor. Radical Cola. I think I'm gonna pop one right now.
I love a Radical Cola. Now, Radical Cola, the difference between cola and regular cola, a Radical Cola doesn't ever give you that sugar crash, which is fantastic.
Not. And it's also the only cola that's approved for virtual reality.
And that's what's fantastic. If you're on your VR and you're playing by yourself, or if you're playing VR with your friends online, and you have a Radical Cola, this is the only one that is approved and safe and going to make you feel good and enhance your gaming experience.
And even though it's radical, our friends on the alt-right love it. Our friends in Antifa love it. I love it.
Your friends in Antifa.
When I'm resisting, I drink it every single day. So go to your local Stop and Shop, PetSmart, wherever. Get yourself a case
grab them
of.
by the pussy.
Grab yourself a cat. Grab yourself a Radical Cola. Let's open it again. It's already opened. I can't make.
Wait, just flip the tab. All right. So Ralph, I got something, and again, thank you to Radical Cola. Oh, I got to give a quick shout out again to the guys at Lobo Sound. They're working on a really, really cool opening for us on songs, for an opening song. Vince and Dan over there have been awesome. It's been great communicating with them, and we can't wait to hang out with them. Vince, I got a little beef with you. We made a bet on the main event of the UFC this past week, and you have not paid up yet. And if you ask my buddy sitting across from me, I do collect on on debts.
Yeah,
don't
he
I?
very much does. Just
What
the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna go to Chicago?
No, when I meet him in Chicago, or I'll just. What did I send you when I sent you a picture when you didn't pay me up after a few weeks?
So Alistair Overeem was fighting Bigfoot Silva. I go, Bigfoot's gonna knock out Reem, and he's like, no, he's fucking not. I go, I'll bet you.
No, it was the other way around.
Was it?
You picked Bigfoot or you picked Overeem. I picked Bigfoot because Bigfoot knocked him out.
And Bigfoot knocks him out, right? So he goes, if I win, I'm gonna send you a picture of my naked asshole. And dude, when I tell you, he sent me I literally thought it was the Rancor pit, or no, I thought it was the Sarlacc pit.
It looked like a Rancor's mouth, but it was the size of a Sarlacc pit.
Yeah. It was fucking awful.
So Vince, you owe me $5.
He does do it.
And Taylor, you're like 0-9-1 in bets with me in UFC fights, correct? In MMA?
Yeah, I don't know why. Every single time I bet you in UFC, it just doesn't work.
The one draw you have was the
Gray Maynard, Frankie,
and
Frankie
then you took Gray Maynard in the rubber match, and Frankie knocked him out. So again, the Lobo Sound, they're great, even though Vince doesn't pay up on his bets. And we'll have a conversation about that soon, Vince. And also to Blood Rain Lit Mag again. It's bloodrainlitmag.com. I just got the July issue. They sent me over a copy. It's really fucking cool.
Is that horror newsletter you talking about?
Yeah, horror newsletter, paranormal fiction, horror fiction. $10 a month, $10 a year gets you 4 issues, which is awesome, and I'll tell you about all the good stuff coming out.
Or
I would like to check that out.
Gets you per issue a month.
That's a good answer.
A quarter.
$2.50 an issue.
A quarter month.
How much is a newspaper now?
Too much.
Too much.
Yeah,
and how much is
much.
Blood Rain Lit Mag?
I am so sick.
$10 a year.
I am so sick of the liberal media and I'm sorry.
The fake news.
Aren't you the social justice?
Yeah, that's. I forgot. I forgot which side of the political spectrum I was pretending to
You're
be on.
definitely on the spectrum, that's for sure. So, Ralph, you're a big Yankees fan, And I'm sure
I go for Yankees.
You may have seen this before, but my buddy Jeffrey just turned me on to this the other day, and I looked it up, and this first made the rounds back in.
Is that the Mickey Mantle thing?
The Mickey Mantle thing. And Taylor, I'm sure you've never heard this. The Yankees were running the 50th anniversary of Yankee Stadium, and they were doing like getting all info from old players, like your favorite memory at Yankee Stadium. So they reached out to one of their greatest players of all time, probably the most iconic player of his era, Mickey Mantle. He's a god to players.
He's the reason why like baby boomers are Yankee fans.
Yes, Mickey Mantle was a god. Your father adores
him.
Him.
It's his favorite player
they
ever.
sent this thing. What is your favorite memory at Yankee Stadium? And here's Mickey Mantle's answer.
Wait, I'm a Yankee fan. Let me read it.
Okay. Well, my buddy gave it to me. I want to give my buddy a shout out. I'm sorry. You should just absorb it as a Yankee fan, even though you're
okay.
And because you have a game for us anyway, and you have a drone now too.
I have a drone.
So this is again shout out to my buddy Jeff in New Orleans. This is Mickey Mantle's best memory at Yankee Stadium. I got a blowjob under this right field. Under the right field bleachers by the Yankee bullpen. This event occurred on or about. It was about the third or fourth inning. I had pulled the groin and couldn't fuck at the time. She was a very nice girl and asked me what to do with the cum after I cum in her mouth. I said, "Don't ask me. I'm no cocksucker." Signed, Mickey Mantle.
The goddamn American icon.
The greatest switch hitter of all time.
Hey, let's
drink some Radical Cola.
Radical Cola to the mix.
Radical Cola.
You know what's funny? I looked at that and I saw that it was a press release, and I said, I know that typeface because I had that hanging in my...
I had some hopes that you hadn't seen it, but
I had it hanging in my frat house at college.
Now, before we get to your game, I had a couple things. Actually, Taylor, why don't we go to you first? You had something you wanted to talk about. What did you have for me? And again, this is Taylor Majka of In the Pit podcast. You can find him at _the_pit on Twitter.
T-Sac.
And In the Pit with Taylor Majka on YouTube.
T-Sac? T-Match.
SoundCloud and iTunes.
Magic T.
Yeah.
So,
TTT. Magic T.
All right. Magic Majka?
Majka.
Oh, okay.
T. Michael.
Hi, my name is what? My name is who? My name is Majka. All right.
By the way, no, that's actually clever. So no,
in the pit with Taylor Majka.
In the Pit with Majka.
No, so essentially,
he reviews songs.
Out of the pit.
Shut up.
Out of the pit with Majka. Go on.
Out of the pit. No, so
the pit of the peach with Majka. Go on. Sorry. Go on.
No, it's fine.
Well, let's back
then. The beach.
Taylor Majka in studio, everyone.
The beached whale with Majka.
That's the beached whale, Majka.
Yeah.
No offense.
None taken. Sorry. I hope
Second time on the show, Taylor Majka.
Yeah. Go on.
No, so tomorrow is actually a pretty big day. For those people that aren't aware, and for those people that haven't necessarily grown up yet, tomorrow is, at least for New Jersey, is going to be the last date for the Vans Warped Tour.
The last Warped Tour.
This year is the final cross country tour of the Vans Warped Tour.
I can see them doing one day festivals. It's like the Warped Tour.
Yeah, they'll probably do what Bamboozle did for a couple years, where they have like a weekend kind of thing.
Yeah, I got you.
But this is the final year where it's going to go cross country, and tomorrow.
And for anyone that's not aware, Warped Tour is it started out as punk rock metal.
Yeah, well,
how long's it been around for? About 20 years.
No,
a little more.
This is the 24th year. So next year would have been 25th.
Just even it out and make it 25 years.
Well, the thing is, Kevin Lyman, the guy who actually created the tour about 24 years ago, especially with Warped Tour recently, it's been a lot of sexual assault allegations.
Who did he rape?
No, not him. It's like the artists he's brought on. Like you've had the front porch step controversy.
The famous joke is that they have to keep the stage 500 yards away from the fans because they're all registered sex offenders.
And they're all fucking kids.
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
Man. Well, that's the thing is because Warped Tour is basically built this community of pop punk and this generation's counterculture, where you can go and be this weird fucking kid that normally gets made fun of in high school, and you can go enjoy this music. You can go enjoy a band like Backfill Brides, even though they fucking suck. You can go enjoy a band like Broken Side, even though they fucking suck. But then you can go and watch a band like fucking Bad Religion, NoFX, MXPX.
Sum 41, all those fucking bands.
And the only part that
you'll fit in any stage at a thing like Warped Tour. You'll find a crowd.
And they separate it by genre pretty much. There's a pop punk stage. There's a metal stage. There used to be a ska stage. Actually, no, fuck you. Well, yeah, fuck you still. But anyway, no. But this year the only ska band really is Real Big Fish, which is probably the
I would love
biggest,
to see Real Big Fish.
I haven't seen Real Big Fish in like 10 years.
You hate Sublime. So what is?
Why do you hate Sublime?
I hate Sublime.
You've told literally like a month ago we had an argument about Sublime.
I said that they're overrated.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
I don't hate Sublime.
respectfully disagree.
All right,
but,
so go on.
But besides that,
Tell him Majka in studio, everyone.
It is very bittersweet. I am kind of
Tell him
happy to
Majka
see it go
in
because it's
studio.
definitely run its course. Specifically, I know you're talking in the headphone again because you did it last time.
You got a
asshole.
big cock. Go on.
No, so like I said, it's bittersweet that it's coming to an end, but I'm very happy that it is coming
In
to
the
an end
pit-
because
Yeah,
it's,
and you've gone
it's run its course.
every year that I've known you, and I've known you since 2011 now.
2010.
2010 around there. You've gone to Warped Tour.
And the thing is, and I've gone years prior. Like every year
Yeah.
since 2006, I've gone.
I've only gone to one, and that was back like maybe my freshman year of high school.
Right.
And it was like a blur because I took a lot of drugs, and then it just happened. I don't even know
Yeah.
what bands played that year.
Well, the thing is too. Like
You
I
actually
said,
didn't even leave your driveway. You're just rolling around in gravel.
They left me in the car in the parking lot with the window cracked.
You came back with brain damage. No one
That's
noticed.
why I am the way now. I had a heat stroke.
No, like I said, so it's definitely bittersweet that's coming to an end, but it's definitely run its course, and I'm happy that's ending
Yeah,
the way it is. I do believe that this year's lineup is probably one of the weakest I've seen in
It
a long
sucks,
time.
man.
It's
I was
very weak,
disappointed.
and because you had such an opportunity to
like
get so many great acts.
But some shows, stops of it had good shit. Like some stops had Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah,
and shit
You
like
said
that.
Bad Religion. Bad Religion's like the grandfather.
I know.
Of, you know
Well, I would
this-
say Bad Religion was the first band I ever saw on Warped Tour in 2006, and that was one of the best fucking things I've
I
ever
saw them.
seen.
I
dude.
saw them with Black Flag or Anti Flag back in the day.
you definitely didn't see them with
no,
Black
not Black
Flag.
Anti Flag. I saw them.
Yeah.
Took acid, and that was a really good experience
Yeah,
for me.
probably.
I really want to see Bad Religion.
Or do
But
acid.
the thing is too, and like and obviously I don't mean to plug my own show at this
No,
point.
I
in
want
the
you to-
pit with Taylor Majka.
Taylor Mike in studio.
No, but but the truth of the
Mike
matter
to
is
some.
because I
Mike
have that
Michael.
on Saturday. I'm actually going to see Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
That's a
and
great show.
Styx,
That's a great
which is
show.
actually annoying because they just announced Joan Jett for a Warped Tour date two days after I'm going to fucking see her. But that's besides the point. I got a busy weekend. I'm going to record my show on Monday and just talk about my true experiences at Warped Tour, the fond memories I have, the bands I've seen.
Yeah, that's a great idea for a show.
Dude,
Actually, doing like a Warped Tour memory wrap up kind of thing. That's really cool.
Yeah, because when the lineup came out, I talked about the lineup initially and how I was really displeased with it. And truthfully, it's hard
a disappointing lineup.
now that it's here. Now that it's honestly tomorrow. And I'm going by myself. I can't wait to experience the last one I'll probably ever go to.
And
it's like I said, it's very bittersweet.
even if it's
for
a
me.
band that you don't particularly like, I don't know. Have you seen most of these bands before? Or
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these bands.
I find a lot of times, especially when I go to like festivals and things like that, there's always a band that I really wouldn't consider myself a fan of, and they would put on such a great show that I'd be like, wow, this was worth it. What did I see? Have you ever heard of Symphony X? They're
Yes, I
like
have,
a
yeah.
power metal band. Power metal stinks.
No, it's
They-
not good.
They put on such a great show. I was like, you know what? I would see them again, even though power metal sucks.
But that's the thing also with Warped Tour. You have the ability to see so many bands and connect with so many different people at the same time, and that's what makes it. That's what drew me to it initially, and that's why I love it still so much.
I was always more of an Ozfest guy growing up. I
Yeah, no,
was at
you-
Ozfest every summer.
like I liked metal, but I was never that crazy into
Yeah,
metal
yeah.
until I got a little older in life. Until I really discovered Iron Maiden, like Pantera. That's when it really came into the fold for me. But I just can't wait for that to be a thing, for that to be done and over with. It's done, and then I get the weekend, and then I just. I'm honestly sad
When
a
is your
little bit.
episode going to go live?
It's gonna go live probably Monday night. I got a buddy of mine sitting in with me for that.
Everyone, check it out. He's
He's
a great guest. We love him having in the studio. He puts on great podcasts.
If you like
We're talking
music
over
in
each other.
If you like music in general, not even just like the Warped Tour scene, pop punk, metal, whatever. If you like music in general, Taylor is one of the most knowledgeable people when it comes to music, and he can talk about just about any type. I like talking about any type of music, but I'm closed-minded when it comes to stuff like country. Taylor will listen to some country. It's not his forte, but he will listen to it. He's open-minded about it.
Yeah.
So In the Pit is definitely the spot to be, whether he's doing album reviews. We definitely, I feel like we're like a pop culture thing kind of here.
Yeah.
And
You guys
general
definitely
bullshit.
yeah.
And yours is generally focused on music, but you do dive into movies and TV shows. and
Yours is
video
niche,
games.
but in a good way. I'm not
Yeah.
saying niche is usually negative connotation. I
Well,
don't
no,
mean that at all.
I definitely agree with you because I want to corner a certain part of the market that like I specifically like to talk about, and
Keep
that's
calling her a woman.
that's never happened.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Don't say that on here, you fucking weirdo.
Do you know how much I need to edit out every fucking week?
Well, yeah, no, you definitely let a J word slip last
Yeah,
time.
by the way.
one?
Yeah, that one.
God damn it!
We're gonna have to slap the dirty little.
None of this. I'm not using any of this.
I didn't say it this time.
Dude, you said it twice. I sang it.
I said it once.
You said it once and sang it once.
I didn't say it this time. I didn't say when I just sang it.
Completely unrelated. You know, I figured out today that if you hold your nose and sing California Love, you could sound exactly like the thing.
California
knows how to party.
All right,
California.
guys, I'm sure you guys saw this week, and I'm sure everyone listening saw this. How would you want your wake to go? What do you want your friends to do for your wake when you die?
Do you want my real answer, or do you want a show friendly answer?
If you saw the news about this kid,
just throw me in the trash.
Just throw me in the trash, all right, Frank. Did you see the kid that got killed in a shooting? What his parents did for his wake?
I almost said something really bad.
Really
happened. Then
like, so this kid got killed. Yeah, this kid got killed in a shooting, and his family. I have a picture of it for you guys.
Do you?
Yeah, I surprised you guys.
I've seen it.
His parents had him. They put him in his Kyrie Irving jersey, playing video games at the funeral.
You know what?
And they have a controller in his hand playing 2K. They put his favorite snack. There's zebra cakes on the table.
Oh, I didn't see the zebra cakes.
Zebra cakes.
I saw there were snacks.
They should have seen
As
that
I
many.
look at this, so he's in a Kyrie Irving jersey, Kyrie Irving socks, regular flip flops. Dude, he's got glasses. He's sitting in a fucking chair. He's not even in a fucking coffin. That's awful. What are you talking about?
How great?
By the way, he's got a better chair than me. He's fucking
Yeah, because
he's got a bag of Doritos.
Yeah.
He's got a full thing of Barks root beer. Fuck him. It's not Stewart, so it's not cool.
Do you want to know why he has a better chair than you? Because you broke all the ones you sat in.
Yeah, I know. It's the
You let gravity take over.
Yes, it's the sequel to the actual movie Gravity. Is just me falling on breaking all of Greg's couches.
You don't fall. You just drop.
That's what you're supposed to do. You let gravity take over. You said it yourself.
No, most people do like a squat and then go. You just go feet up, drop.
That's so much fucking effort to squat.
When Taylor falls to, he goes, oh. it's a very quick, oh.
We all move out of the way. We move out of the way of debris when he falls.
I throw up the rotation like from Twister. The house. That's just me.
Debris.
Okay. Let's all fall on the ground right now and let's record our sounds. I'll go. Dan, you go first.
Oh. So wait, how would you want your funeral?
Do you want my real answer?
Yeah,
is,
if you were dead tomorrow.
Okay, so I've always said this. I
What
don't
want
to
be your wake that I don't show up to.
I don't want to be. I don't want you there.
I don't want to be there.
I can see.
I want you to be there.
My parents are gonna be mourning, and he's gonna go up to my mom and be like, "Real piece of shit, that one."
I'll just teabag you in the casket.
Please don't.
You sit there and elbows your parents like real piece of shit.
While I'm at Taylor's funeral, I'm gonna ask his dad what his phone number is, and then text him a picture of my balls from the bathroom, so I could get
your son didn't pay up his bet.
You incurred his debt.
Mike has always paid their debts. You fuck.
So really though,
I don't want to be burned. I don't want to just be in a coffin. First of all, donate everything because it's all shitty to begin with.
Can I have anything?
You don't want us to donate.
What are we doing?
Okay, you want a kid? Everyone gets an organ. What organ do you want?
I don't want an order. I don't want an organ. I want an order of fries though.
Oh, that's a good one. Can you leave your money behind so we can get
leave
food?
your money behind.
No.
And when you say you don't want to be burned, like, do you not want to be burned at Cold Stone Crematorium,
or you don't want to
be burned at like
Cold Stone Crematorium?
Crematorium.
I'll have vanilla with some of Ralph's ashes.
You want an open casket? What do you want to wear?
I don't want a casket.
Oh no, but do a casket.
No, do you want like
be
a Star Trek
shirtless
casket?
So they have the autopsy scars.
Ew, dude.
Really creep everyone out.
No, I want to be like wrapped up in a sheet, and I want to be put into one of those like pods that you grow into a tree.
Oh God! No,
I told you. Do you want a real answer? Or do you want a fake answer? Fake answer. Throw me in the trash.
Real answer.
At Arby's.
You want to be a tree?
Throw me in the trash at Arby's and serve me.
We got to be a little more quiet when we're talking.
Okay. We're on NPR now.
Yeah, this is NPR.
In the pot.
Taylor, how would you want to be buried?
We have Taylor in studio.
That is quite. That's quite a question, and I think if I really had to think about it, I hope. At my wake, there's a live show with a live band. Tell me to go fuck myself, and they crowd surf my body over.
I think that they're not going to be able to get a casket. They're going to have to put his body in like a porter potty.
Wait, it'll be great.
Even in death, I'm still fat.
Would it be great?
What do you think of that? That's fucked up.
Would it be great if they don't do it because they couldn't get their necessary permits?
Taylor's bottom heavy, so they had to use an upright base case.
Oh, Taylor.
That's mean. I'm sorry.
Wow.
This is getting meaner and meaner. Mine, I just want, I need Lou Bega there performing, and there needs to be Zeppelis.
You have such a fucking fetish for Lou Bega.
Whoa, I don't get turned on by Lou Bega.
Yes,
but
you
he's,
absolutely do.
Whoa, no. I could get turned on to his music and make some sweet, passionate love.
Don't change the subject. You absolutely want to suck his dick. You absolutely
I want to hang out with him. He blesses me every time I talk to Lou Bega.
We're not like the other shows. We talk about the real time. You want to suck Lou Bega's dick? Here's another kid-touching joke.
Would you suck Lou Bega's dick?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what would you do while you were doing it?
Mama number 5. in my throat.
Wow. A little bit of semen in my hair. All right. So let's.
Do you want to play my game?
Yeah, let's play your game, Ralph. Let's play your game.
Okay.
Fuck your game.
Everyone, get out a notepad and a pen.
Okay.
Well, Dan stole my pen.
No, this one's mine, stupid.
Eat shit and die.
You lost your fucking. There you go. There's a pen.
My pen just broke, so.
Great. This game's going great already, Ralph. I should push your chair over. I wish I fucking did it, because then the whole rig would go flying.
And then we could have done recording the noise I made.
Yeah, he falls from like a 10-story house. He goes when he hits the ground.
It's better than Colucci.
I apologize. I'm sorry. It'll never happen again.
And then it happened again.
And then it happened again.
Okay.
I didn't mean that.
Nappy-headed hoes, huh?
Nappy, a couple nappy-headed
Okay.
hoes. You're gonna have to edit
No,
that.
no,
out.
no. Okay.
Nappy-headed.
Going to.
Is that a real thing?
What?
Can that be a
nappy-headed?
No, you can't say that word.
I didn't say it. He
Which
said it.
word?
What
Okay, we're doing Mad Libs. Get your.
No, it's fine. Hey Dan, what does NWA stand for?
Okay.
Not with that authority. You were close.
Okay.
All right. What do I have to do?
Okay, we're doing Mad Libs. Okay.
All right.
So I'm gonna name about 20 things, and then we're gonna read the story. Okay.
Ugh.
First thing. No, only actually.
Come on, you don't even know how to play your own fucking.
I think
game.
only one person needs to do it. Now that I think of it.
All right.
Taylor.
How about you go back and forth?
Okay,
and
we'll go back
I'll
and
write
forth.
them all down.
Okay, Dan will write them all down.
Okay.
Well, you have to write them down too. We all need to write them down.
Okay,
Just-
so hold on. So use like adjective, and I give you an adjective.
Do you know what an adjective is?
Yes, I know what a fucking adjective.
What is an adjective?
Use an
Something
adjective.
that describes a noun.
Oh.
It's a
Okay.
word that describes a noun. Did you fucking know that?
Gross.
Gross. Me.
Yeah. Gay.
By the way.
Colucci.
Yeah.
Wait, this is a word association.
Colucci and noun.
We changed the game.
Look at the ink blots and tell me what you
Yeah,
see.
exactly.
Stop. Okay. We all have to write them down, but we're gonna go around. Okay, so I'm gonna start with.
Should we just
Taylor.
do them by lines, like as we write them down,
Yeah.
so we know what to read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Taylor. First one. Viscous substance.
He doesn't know what that means.
Like.
Gross.
Sticky substance.
Come.
Don't you have to write it down? You're
have to-
ruining the game. Now you can't use.
No. We all need to write it down.
I know, but he's saying it out loud.
No, that's
I
how
guess
you're
yeah.
supposed to say it.
'Cause,
That's
yeah,
how you
this-
play Mad Libs.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sure, go.
Okay. Big stupid animal.
Go ahead.
You have to say it out loud.
Micah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Real nice.
Drug. Taylor.
Bath salts.
Come.
Come.
Wait, I've been writing these down.
Yeah, write them down.
What was the first one? Come. Micah, bath salts.
We're off to a hell of a start.
Yeah. This is going exactly as the script did. All right.
Like a feeling, like an emotion.
A feeling. Sexual.
So horny?
No, sexual. I feel very sexual.
You're not sexual. That's not a. Fine.
Don't argue. Just don't argue with
I'm
him.
trying to. Can I say hard? No, I want sexual.
Taylor. Taylor. Something that a dad would call his son.
Oh.
Kiddo.
Don't.
I know. I just almost came out.
I'm editing all the.
No, don't even edit the out. Just put the fuck. I just said it too. Just put like the beep like from the Osbournes.
Can we say?
That's even worse.
No,
no,
it's
that's
not.
bad.
Stop.
Okay, go on.
Seriously, we're gonna have no show left. What was the last one?
Kiddo.
Okay. A stereotype, not the ones he does. Like
This is my word
It's
now.
his
This is
word.
mine.
Oh, I don't know what I meant by stereotype.
Did you just type stereotype?
Oh, I got a few.
I don't.
I have one.
What did you do? Read the sentence.
Oh, like a stereotype, like a pirate or like a marine, an occupation like a
That's not a stereotype.
a drug mule.
drug mule. Okay.
Okay. Go on.
Taylor. Silly name.
Pickle weasel.
Pickle weasel. Why is that the first?
Leave Colucci out of it.
It's not even funny because it's pickle because he's a fucking weasel.
Yeah.
That's awful. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Colucci.
Boo.
A silly name.
A silly name. Henward. It's Henry and Howard combined.
How do you spell that?
Henward.
Okay.
Thanks, dude.
A gross food item.
Of course, it's me.
Yeah. None of them.
Sauerkraut.
Oh, that's a nice one. Even though I like sauerkraut. All right.
Have to beep out kraut.
Sour.
Come on!
I just got lightheaded.
An organ.
An organ, pancreas.
Pancreas.
Okay.
Pancreas spelled with a U.
Sure.
Who gives a shit?
Puncturus.
A childish insult.
Loser.
There you go. You should have gone with butthole.
Oh, butthole's funnier.
You want butthole?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want.
butthole. Butthole's funnier.
Butthole fits better.
I need to take that soundbite. You want butthole? Lobo, Vince, if you're listening to this, please pull that and put it in an opening. You want butthole?
You're a big animal.
You never used me. You can't fucking say it.
Different than the one you said before. Actually, it could be the same one. I don't care.
A big animal?
A big animal.
Give me a landlord. What's a big animal? Give me a big animal.
An elephant.
Okay, good. I already used animal. I used Majka the first time, so big animal I couldn't use.
Panda.
Okay, we only need one. Okay.
Oh,
All right, what's next?
Oh, grizzly bears.
Grizzly bears. Okay.
Okay.
1 second.
Yes?
I need bug spray.
It's behind the Death Nut Challenge.
It's right behind you.
Right there.
No, that's the one she wants.
And Ralph's keys.
Oh my God! Let me pause.
What she need? What she need?
We're being summoned by landlord. Okay, never mind. The landlord and fiance are done being annoying.
Okay. Childish insult. Big animal. We had elephant. Sex organ.
Dick.
Good. Creative.
I have one of those.
No, you don't.
I know. Okay.
Okay. Adjective. That's also the first Mad Lib thing I.
That's an actual fucking thing.
Fat.
Good one.
That's the first thing.
If you're just talking about me, just fucking say it.
A noun.
Wait, it works perfect. Taylor, fat dick elephant.
One of these things does not apply though.
Dick.
No.
He's too nice.
A noun.
Platypus. I can't even fucking spell
Yeah.
platypus.
You could barely say it.
I don't know what this means, and I wrote it. A childish exclamation. I guess like golly gee or
Gee whiz.
gee whiz. Okay.
Gee willikers.
Yeah, gee whiz.
This is gonna be a disaster.
Okay.
I hope.
Is it bad I spelled whiz like cheese whiz?
Yes.
Why don't you read that one out loud?
But this is his word. A fat person. Name a fat person. He just looked at his gunt.
All right, I'll make an executive decision.
No,
Wait, he didn't get to pick one. Let him take one. He didn't get to pick
Don't
one.
fucking pick
Go
me,
ahead.
you asshole.
Go ahead.
Taylor Michael.
Because you know full well I ain't fat. You know full well I may be the biggest person in this room, but I could outrun all you motherfuckers.
I'm the biggest person.
You might
in
have
this
a heart
room.
attack.
Okay, you know what?
That's fine.
I agree.
I'm gonna attack to prove my point. I'm gonna fuck.
Fair.
I'm gonna prove that I'm the biggest person in the room, and I'm not gonna go with Taylor Michael.
What are you
That's
gonna put?
Taylor Michael.
Damn it. Drink. All right, what's next? This is yours now, Taylor.
Okay. Animal.
Ralph.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
All right. Now,
Did
we- wasn't
an
clear.
age?
in age 76. UFC 76 knockout. Only had
Okay.
one knockout. On
We're in the home
everything else
stretch.
was a decision.
Okay.
Crazy mystical name.
This is wait. Whose is this? Mine.
Yeah, we'll either one. I don't know.
Something
that we don't know if exists. Cespedes.
Yeah, true. Cespedes. Shamali.
Shamali.
Cespedes is in the back of all the fucking milk carts.
Yeah, exactly. Playing first base now.
Noun.
Who?
Noun.
Yeah, either one.
You.
Oh, noun.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson.
Okay.
No, yeah, you know.
We'll make it work. How many do we have left? We've been doing
Three
this-
more. Four more.
Good God.
Weapon.
Weapon.
AR-15.
Nunchucks.
Nunchucks.
Okay. Hurry.
Body
Speed.
part.
Body part. Go.
Arm.
Arm.
Okay. Go.
Liquid.
Piss. I don't know why.
And 25 an unpleasant place.
An unpleasant place.
Yeah.
Micah's room.
Taylor's room.
This is about you, isn't it?
No. But it is the sequel to Dudley and Garba.
So,
It's a play.
real talk. Instead of writing Micah's room, I just wrote my room.
Yeah, that's fun.
Okay. How are we gonna know what to write?
Okay, so I'm the narrator this time.
Convey
Okay.
the feeling you wrote.
Okay.
This is already awful.
I'm the narrator. You're Dudley and you're Garba.
So I guess basically just take your notebook and just track down with the words that come up.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
go ahead, narrator.
The scene is outside. Picture it. Dudley is covered in cum, muttering to himself while digging a hole It is storming, dark, and windy. Dudley swears a lot, so there's a good amount of fucks and shits and fucking shits. Enter Garba.
Which one of us is Garba?
You're Garba.
Oh. Hey, Dudley, what you doing with that shovel? You look like a big, stupid Majka on bath salts. Convey the feeling you wrote.
Sexual.
No, you have to read it like seductively.
I'm so sexual.
I'm so
No, wait. Yeah.
I'm so sexual.
Why's that, kiddo?
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Drug
mule.
No, that's not what you do.
No, you have to be more sexual.
You made a terrible part two of this.
Read the Dudley part and then read your words.
I heard there was treasure buried.
No. More sexual.
Yeah, more sexual. You have to be sexual.
You're a cougar now.
Yeah.
I heard there was treasure buried here. An old drug mule named the Pickle Weasel left a box filled with henward.
No, sauerkraut.
Oh, I mixed it up. I wrote it wrong.
I did the same thing.
I wrote it wrong.
Wait, I think I did too. I fucked up.
All right, so flip them.
And we're officially off the rails.
Right, good, flip them.
Left the big fuck me. Left the big box
Big box filled with
filled with sauerkraut. Those are good eating.
Dudley, you know those cause the pancreas to break. You're gonna die, dude.
I don't care. I don't care if my butthole falls off my body. Nothing's gonna stop me from that fucking treasure. Now pick up a fucking shovel and help me dig. You butthole.
The organ was supposed to be the pancreas.
It worked perfectly.
So, wait, hold on. So, not only did you fuck it up the first time, you wrote it out even better the second time. You highlighted what you were supposed to read. So, not only did you write it correctly, but you read it wrong.
Go ahead. Come on.
You clearly said Pickle Weasel before Henward.
Bring it down.
So stupid.
Garba felt bad for Dudley.
Dudley is ass.
Dudley is ass and looked like an elephant's dick. But he also was a sweet kid ever since the issue with Bjorn. He's had tons of bad luck. Garba not him again. Digging like a fat platypus.
So are you excited for your treasure?
Gee whiz, I sure am. Dudley hit something with a shovel. It's a box. It's as big as a Ralph.
No.
Then I fucked up. It's as big as me.
It's as big as a fat
It's as big as Majka.
I missed that one too. Shit.
Ralph, you read this wrong.
On the animal.
Holy platypus.
No, on the animal.
Holy Ralph.
Holy Ralph shit, Dudley. You're
Ralph
telling the truth. Here, I'll help you with the box.
Things were finally looking up for good old Dudley. Garba and him looked at the box made of pure mahogany. It glowed like a star in the northern sky. Now I need to sound super regal and professional. Dudley approaches the box like a 76-year-old girl.
You didn't tell us. Oh, I didn't write it down.
What? Oh, butter floops in his chest. He opens it. Smoke fills the room.
Shamali.
You be the crazy mystical voice. I
am Shamali, the god of Michael Jackson. You, Dudley, have opened my box of pain. For 1,000,000 years, nunchucks will stab you in your arm. Your blood will be replaced with piss. You will need to spend the rest of your life living in Micah's room. Ha! That sucks.
Screw it again.
And
it's great because he screwed my sock again. You fuck.
Dude, Dudley sucks ass.
No, I wrote the part for Taylor.
That went great. That was
Ralph.
actually
significantly
okay. Now
better.
I have to ask you, what was your intention here that you completely fucked up?
Well,
you read it wrong.
So
you read it so fucking wrong.
No, it was great. I conveyed an image.
I like how the first 3 lines I just said what the fucking thing said I was supposed to instead of reading the line.
All right, so before we go into good job, Ralph. I think Taylor, every time.
Improvement.
Listen, this was just as good as Frailty.
You're gonna have to shut up. You're gonna have to write a different script the day we go on In the Pit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Make it music.
You're always Dudley though.
All right. So
you.
now before we go into,
Do you want to be Garba?
No.
Before we go into our picks for this
wanna be
week,
dead.
I had one movie thing I wanted to talk about. And Ralph, you actually tagged me in it on Twitter about the just officially confirmed, even though it's been rumored for a while, Joker origin movie starring Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
Oh yeah. Which
Which I think is going to be fucking awesome. Anything has to be better than Jared Leto as the Joker in Suicide Squad. And the thing that is really cool they're doing, it's going to be low budget. For a superhero movie. It's going to be the lowest budget movie since the MCU and DCU came along.
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
And it's supposed to be just a straight up character study. It's going to be, I think they're going to follow the Killing Joke storyline loosely.
So are they going to do like him as the Red Hood and shit like that? Or
Yeah, posing as the Red Hood.
Yeah.
And basically the whole premise of the Joker and the Killing Joke is that one bad day could set off anyone. So I think
is it supposed to be, and I don't know if it's like how Marvel is, but is it like canon?
No.
It's not. Okay.
As far as we know, it's not. But they're making another Suicide Squad with Jared Leto. This is going to be its own standalone thing. And Joaquin Phoenix actually said, I'm actually scared to play this because he's a method actor.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I saw what happened to Heath, and Jack Nicholson warned me as well that this role will get in your fucking head. And if there's anyone that is going to be able to pull this off, a very, very difficult role to top and make it your own as well. It's Joaquin Phoenix.
I completely agree.
He's the best with body language acting. He's the best with conveying emotion, and he is great at unraveling in a movie.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, even too, like his last movie, he probably had one before, after that, but the one I love him in is the movie Her.
He was great at.
Her is one of the best movies I've ever
Here's the
seen.
best
I know
part
people
about
don't
that.
like Her.
He did the entire movie without Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, it was just him on his own.
And that's and he did such a stellar performance.
There's some other ones. Taylor, obviously, I'm giving Ralph a different movie, but if you really want to see him at his best and watching him as he can dive into a role,
I'm Still Here.
No, that's great. I'm Still Here is great. A recent one was You Were Never Really Here that just came out a couple months ago. But watch The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, I've seen that.
Joaquin Phoenix. It's loosely based on Scientology. Joaquin Phoenix in that is, no matter what you think about the movie, Joaquin Phoenix is phenomenal.
He actually looks good in that new movie coming out where he's in the wheelchair.
That looks
Did you
good.
See that?
Yeah,
that
I did
looks
see
awesome.
that. That looks cool.
It's called Michael Schumacher.
So between the Joker movie and the other one that I got,
That was a
excited-
good reference.
The other one I'm excited
left.
about, another movie that just got confirmed yesterday. Neil Blomkamp, who made District 9, Elysium, love both of them, is officially directing the new Robocop movie, which will be a direct sequel to the original Robocop, written by the writers of the original Robocop. It's going to forget the events of 2, 3, the TV show, and that terrible remake from 2014.
Yeah, that was really bad.
I forgot about that one.
That was bad.
Awful. It's
it's
awful.
Very, very much forgettable.
So, this guy who is a great director, Neil Blomkamp, District 9 and Elysium, two of my favorite sci-fi movies. District 9 especially was fantastic.
See, I disagree with you on that. I don't, because I know District 9 is a good movie, and I know when a movie really does well is when they make you truly feel a real emotion.
Yeah, yeah.
And the first time, I've only seen District 9 once, and I will never see it again because it made me so fucking angry when they strap that dude to the thing and they make him blast the alien away. It pissed me off, and it made me feel something. So I know that's a great movie. I just can't watch it.
I'm actually 100%. I thought, same thing, District 9, great movie. Disturbing. I didn't enjoy watching it. And
Really? That's weird, because the first
I
time
loved the movie. I thought it was a great movie, but it bothered me.
The first time I saw it, I liked District 9, but I was like, I don't get the hype. And then I watched it a couple more times, and I loved it. And I love Elysium. Elysium's another one that went completely under the radar. Under the radar completely.
Rich people bad.
And I don't even think that's what it's
I didn't see the movie.
It's great.
It's good.
Jodie
really
Foster's great.
Oh, wait, I must love it. I forgot. I'm Resist Ralph.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And I don't even like Matt Damon all that much, but I like him in that one a lot.
Yeah, he was excellent in that.
So why don't we jump in to our picks for this
Well,
week?
wait. I have another movie.
Oh, what do you have?
I posted it on the page. How excited are you for the return of Anakin?
You know that's not real, right?
There's a trailer.
I looked up that it was
Fan-made
fake.
trailer?
Nope. It's real.
Are you sure?
trailer.
It has an IMDb.
What
Does
is
it really?
What is it?
Little Italy. Hayden Christensen, Emma Roberts.
Oh, the
Oh,
poster.
wait. So it's not actually... Okay, I thought you meant they were like another Anakin movie.
I'm-
So you're just saying Hayden Christensen. I'm like another one of those. So you're just saying...
Making an Anakin Skywalker movie.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So
want-
you're just saying Hayden Christensen, who retired from acting because the fucking prequels were so...
No. Well, he's back.
He's been in stuff since the prequels. He was in Jumper.
Yeah, how great was that?
Jumper was great. I liked it when he jumped.
Life is a House. That was actually a good movie. with Kevin Kline. It was actually a very good movie.
You're burning the pizzas.
Shut up. Is that what happens in this trailer?
I don't know. I haven't watched the trailer yet. I want us to all watch it together.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so we'll watch that, and then I actually have 2 movies I just want to talk about
Okay,
super quick.
go for it.
But
we can't do a trailer on the show.
Yeah, you really can't. It's terrible audio.
Yeah, but okay. So what's the movie called?
Nicole, I'm opening up a new place.
Oh God!
Is that an ad?
The job you'll get.
Wait, hold on. Let's see if we can.
If it's a romantic comedy, it's even
It's
worse.
a rom-com.
No, it's not. Come on, guys.
What
How
kind of
good?
action movie you're gonna make in a pizza place? With Arnold.
Have you ever seen 30 Minutes or Less?
pizza with no pepperoni.
How
Who is
look,
Daddy and what
look,
does he
how
do?
good were the prequels? They were great. I mean,
Great.
how,
Fantastic.
Revenge of the Sith is great.
That means you're gonna have to go back home.
Uh-oh.
Is that him?
No, that's Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts.
No, the guy, you
Oh,
asshole.
from the producer of Miss Congeniality and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Where
And here is Hayden Christensen.
Sal's Pizza.
You're so thin.
This is prequel Spider-Man.
Italian stereotype. You gotta eat. You're so
Oh, you
thin.
gotta eat.
You gotta eat.
Italians.
Oh, we gotta put some meat on that
Two
bone.
feuding families.
Uh-oh. Is it Romeo and Juliet in a pizza place?
Little Italy.
Oh my God, they're gonna poison themselves with a fucking anchovy slice.
Hopefully there's a Paul Rudd side.
Yeah.
Too batshit insane.
Oh.
Shit.
Uh-oh. Two forbidden loves.
Hey, Ralph, it'd be great if I could fucking see.
Come over here.
Lean over this way.
So who's kicking your ass at soccer these days?
Oh, Italians love
Oh, he loves soccer. Oh, and are they playing in the rain? And there's
What is this, fucking Invincible?
Oh,
I wish this movie was invisible. This is terrible.
it's great.
It's the Vince Papali of soccer.
Yeah.
I learned it from my nonna.
Oh, she's got an accent. She's a matriarch.
She's wearing. She looks like this is every Italian stereotype that I try to avoid.
My big
It's a
fat-
perfect. It's a perfect recipe.
My big fat Italian pizza joint.
Yeah. My big fat
Look,
Italian
he's-
cock.
He's treating her like he would treat his mother, like Italians do.
Dad is gonna kill me. I mean, I slept with Vince's son. Oh my god.
Yeah, you were saying that a lot last night.
Oh, drama.
Look, it's a ferret. Oh, this is
Oh,
cute.
they're riding a Fagio
That's
from
a terrible thing.
Grand Theft Auto.
It's a terrible thing to say during sex.
Yeah. Oh God.
There's a reason why they
Better than
call it
saying
Little
mom.
Italy.
Yeah.
If something ever changes here.
I hope they make it.
I have a good feeling that in this movie, despite all the circumstances, they will overcome and find love in each other.
Ralph, you've completely lost me. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God, they're at a festival.
Oh,
And you know that you
oh, there's gonna be a pizza contest. He's on a scooter. Like the Italy.
How long is this fucking trailer?
It's actually the entire movie.
This is the whole.
It's very poorly cut.
All right, guys, you got to see it. Little Italy, starring Hayden Christensen and Emma Roberts. It looks
Great.
spectacular.
I sense a sense of sarcasm.
I sense a sense of
No, it's-
humor.
That's his big. That's his big return
Taylor,
to acting.
what'd you have for
No,
me
just-
movie-wise after that pile of shit?
Movie wise, okay. So essentially, I wasn't really that looking forward to any new movies coming out. I still got to go see A Quiet Place, but the two movies.
It's available on digital now.
No, I'm gonna watch it this weekend.
Fantastic.
I can't wait. So the two movies, I thought I was excited to go see the Bohemian Rhapsody movie.
Looks
The Freddie-
awesome.
Looks fucking sick.
That looks really
Until
good.
I saw the Creed 2 trailer.
Oh,
and I
Creed
was
2
like,
looks great.
because I had no idea Ivan Drago's son was gonna be in it.
Yeah.
And then like the reveal of just you see Drago on the back of his fucking thing, and I'm like, dude, I have
He's
to fucking
boxing
see this.
Drago's
Oh,
son.
shit.
That's
And I-
really cool.
Dude, and I was like, and I went back
I
to watch
love the first
Creed.
one. I remember watching with you and we were fucking shadow boxing and shit like a bunch of fucking losers.
So the thing is, when Dan watches actual fights, MMA boxing, he gets really into it. He's very joking.
No.
Oh!
Yeah.
Knocked him out!
He's got no. How many times does he say he's always had a weak chin?
Yeah.
Every fucking fighter has a weak chin to Dan.
A lot of people do. The
if you watch
Unless your
enough,
name's
you know
Roy
who,
Nelson.
if you watch enough, you know who has a glass
I
jaw.
fucking
Chuck
know.
Congo?
You know how I know? Because you tell me every
Yeah.
fight.
Well, maybe if you paid attention, you'd be able to point
I
it out
don't-
yourself.
No, so essentially, he does all that, but he's doing.
Tell
it
him Mike
during
in
the final-
studio, everyone.
Tell him Mike in studio
He's
in the
doing
pit.
that during the final fucking fight between the guy that's supposed to be like Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Whatever. And so he's up and he's shadow boxing like it's a real fucking
I was
fight.
so into it,
And he
like
was
an
fucking
asshole.
going nuts, dude.
That
was
Creed. Did you
awesome.
watch Creed, Ralph?
You have to.
I didn't see Creed.
Is
You really do.
It's the best Rocky movie since the first one. Honestly, it really is.
Better than 2?
No, since
It's
the
bet-
fourth one.
Well, I don't know. The fourth one is my favorite, but it's not the best movie.
The fourth movie.
It's my favorite one by
Fourth
far.
movie. Any joy you get out of that is either nostalgia or some sort of irony. Like, it's
Or
a
being, like,
fun
super
movie. It's a
patriotic.
bad
I
movie.
like how absurd it is. Yeah, exactly. 1 is the best movie. It is better than 2. 2, I don't like 2 because he wins. I don't like.
I actually think
I don't
3.
mind that he wins. I think because of the build-up from the first to the
I
second
get it.
one,
It's
it makes
if he won in the
sense.
first one.
You
I
know
would
what?
hate it.
I think 3's better than 2 because it's a
3's
redemption
awesome,
story.
Too. 3's
Great.
awesome.
Yeah, fucking Mr.
Now,
T's
watch
Clubber
Creed.
Lang.
That's not my recommendation, but you got to watch it at some point. The other one that I'm pumped for, and we've talked about it on the show,
Little Italy.
the new Mission Impossible.
Looks fucking
Have you seen
excellent.
the reviews for it?
No.
They're saying it's the best action movie since Fury Road. Like, it's on that level.
Yeah.
And they're saying that it's the only one that is tying in events from Mission Impossible 1 and Mission Impossible 3. And they're saying
Is 3 the one with Philip Seymour Hoffman?
yeah, that's
my favorite one.
He's a great villain. Ghost Protocol is
Where's
my
the
favorite
rabbit's
one. Ghost Protocol is my favorite, but it edges between 3 because Philip Seymour Hoffman is the best villain in all of them.
Yep.
But the reviews for this one are so next level, and they're saying Henry Cavill's great in it. And I'm pumped for that.
What's that noise?
I think Taylor just moved
Yeah,
the.
just move my phone.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
I
moved
thought
his
there was
foot.
like an animal
All
or
right,
something
let's
here.
go into our picks. We're about an hour in. Our picks for the week. So I went first reviewing the album. Why don't you give me your album pick?
Okay, so I've given you a good mix of genres, right? I've given you a rap album.
You've only given me one rap album.
Okay, I gave you a rap album. I've given you a couple metal albums. I've given you a rock album. I gave you whatever the fuck Swans
Whatever
is.
Bobby Womack is, whatever Copy is.
One genre I haven't given you, a female album. Don't give me that look.
Is that a real genre, or did you just make it up?
The
Female album.
All right, what's the female album?
It's called Half About Being a Woman.
What is it, Shania Twain?
Yes.
Sydney Lauper.
Half About Being a Woman? You're
But-
really playing into the social justice
I really am.
character. Half About Being a Woman?
Actually, I didn't even realize, like,
That's what you were doing?
until I read the words came out by Carolyn Smith.
I know who Carolyn Smith
Yeah,
is.
Carolyn Smith. She fronts a
very
band called
talented.
Carolyn Smith and the Goodnight Sleeps. She
Carolyn
also,
Smith is very talented.
So this is her solo album. I think it's her only solo album. It's actually a lot of neo soul, funk, a little bit of folk in it, but a lot of mixed different genres. Despite the name, it's not like a feminist anthem or anything like that. There's actually one song
You
which
must have been disappointed by
I
that.
was very disappointed because, I believe the job of a woman is to do everything
and
that
you-
she's not
and-
supposed to do. I don't even know anymore.
And you hate,
I hate men.
You want income equality?
Yeah. Yeah, actually I do.
Boo.
Boo.
All right, so when did this album come out?
It came out, I'd say, probably 3-4 years ago.
What
It's
genre
relatively new.
would you classify it as?
I just gave you like 5.
What kind of genre is
It's like
it?
a heavy neo soul, I would say.
Heavy neo soul? What does that mean?
It's like soul, but like
okay,
modern.
I like soul. Are the bass lines thumping?
Yeah.
Are they good?
No, they're terrible. I'm giving you a shit
So
album.
you actually really like this album?
I really do like
How
this
did you
album.
come across it?
I was a big fan of Carolyn Smith and the Goodnight Sleeps, and
Okay.
it's a solo album, completely different style because Carolyn Smith and the
Yeah, I
Goodnight
was gonna
Sleep is
say,
completely folk.
The way you describe the album compared to what I know she does is completely different. So I had a feeling.
Yeah, she does. She has a few other like just singles, which are like just pure like Kesha level pop songs. So she's all over the place, very talented.
Tick tock on the clock, but the party don't stop it now. Whoa, whoa,
So
No, let him go. Let him go.
You know how fucking stupid it was that the people in my high school, that was our senior year song. Like, that's the song.
By the way, the voice you're hearing is Tyler Micah. Micah Pitt man.
Micah's pit stains.
Every day.
Every day. All right, so that's Carolyn Smith. Half about being a woman. All right, cool. I'm looking forward to that
Yeah,
one.
interesting album.
Now for movie, I pulled Twitter again to see what genre I should give you.
I know what one.
What one then?
Sci-fi one.
Sci-fi
right?
one. And
Which, by the way, the fiance was very happy because she wanted to watch a sci-fi movie.
And I had both. It was actually crazy because right up until the last hour, it was literally neck and neck between sci-fi and drama, and I had one lined up for both. And so sci-fi. I'm gonna give you one I just watched recently, and I told you about it a couple episodes ago. Annihilation.
Okay.
Annihilation. Taylor, if you have not seen Annihilation, you have to get on it.
That's what everyone said.
It is.
I still haven't seen John Wick.
Oh my God! What are you doing? Watch John Wick. But back to Annihilation. Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac is in it. It's from the same guy that directed Ex Machina, which was fucking phenomenal as well. Annihilation took twists and turns I wasn't expecting, but nothing that I It was nothing I saw coming, but it wasn't like a twist where like you sitting there guessing the whole time. Visually, it's incredible. The thing I really appreciate.
Oh wait, I know the movie now. I remember when it came out. I haven't seen it.
It
but
only
I know
came out like 6 months ago.
I remember Oscar Isaac was on Jim and Sam promoting it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He's a really cool dude. Now the big Jennifer Jason Leigh is in it also.
Oh, I love she's a sweetheart.
One of the girl that plays Charlotte Hale on Westworld is in it as well.
She's a sweetheart.
Now the thing I like about it is an all-female cast. So I guess we're sticking with the theme here by accident. But the thing I'm happy about that we
at You Watch I Listen believe in equal rights for women and women.
We are feminazis. No.
Are feminazis right wing or left wing? Because it's kind of
who
confusing.
gives a fuck? So the thing I like about it, despite it having an all-women cast, and
what's Oscar Isaac doing in it then?
He's Natalie Portman's husband. But
in real life,
the main characters are women in the movie.
I got.
And the thing that they don't do that movies like fucking the Ghostbusters remake did, and they're trying to force feed that like, oh look, the woman could do the man's job. It wasn't even a fucking plot point, which is exactly how you make a good movie. It's how you make a fucking movie. That shouldn't matter if it's a good movie, and it's a fucking great movie. I took an edible before I watched it, so I was pretty fucked up, and literally I was like this. Oh my god! Oh my! It just the way it looked, the way it felt, the way the story went. There was one sequence specifically that literally gave me the chills with how fucking eerie it was. It's not a horror movie, but there's some elements of it that are fucking crazy.
It gave you one of those kind of like your body feels very flowy.
Now here's the other thing I want to ask. Since we're not doing an episode next week, and that's a little news blop for you guys. I'm going on vacation this week. I will be gone all next weekend, so you will not get an episode 13 for another 2 weeks. What do you think about doing 2 albums, 2 movies, since we have 2 weeks in between? I don't know.
You know what? I could do that.
That's not a bad idea. So maybe I will give you a drama as well.
Okay.
So what was this? We're on the movie still. So your first movie, if you wrote it down, is Annihilation. Your second movie, I'm going to go with the drama, and my drama is going to be one that I know Taylor loves. The Road, starring Viggo Mortensen.
I really wanted to see this one.
Okay, The Road.
It's a good one. The Road.
It's a phenomenal book, but the movie is so spectacular. Viggo is probably the most underrated leading man out there that deserves an Oscar between History of Violence, Eastern Promises. There's so many out there. And The Road might take the cake for me between them. It's a very powerful movie. You have small supporting roles from Omar from The Wire has a small part in it. I forgot who plays the old man. Is it James Caan or Robert Duvall?
I want to say it's one of those fucking actors
two
from The Godfather.
It's actually wow, good improv, Ralph.
Yeah, good job. So it's a very small
words
cast.
good, Ralph.
You never hear the main characters' names. It's boy and man.
I like when they do that in movies.
I was going to say that this is one of the few movies that does the book more justice than it really does.
There's one sequence in the movie that literally scared the shit out of me when I saw it.
I heard it's an intense
movie. It's a very emotional movie. Guy Pearce is in it too. Yep. So you got The Road and Annihilation. I'm happy I was able to get to both of these finally. I thought I was going to have to wait 3 weeks to give you The Road because that was going to be the next one regardless. But I think with 2 weeks, that's pretty fair because it keeps us topical with the show. When I'm on vacation, I will be updating the website with the blog so you can read up a little bit on each movie and album as well.
Okay.
So what's my second album?
Okay. I have 2 because I didn't expect to give you 2. So I need a little bit of feedback from you. I'm not going to tell you, give you 2 and tell you to select one.
Feedback.
Do you want one that? Do you want one that you're guaranteed to like?
Okay, I'm going to be on a flight, a long flight. Give me something that you know.
I'm going to give you Baroness's Blue then.
Okay, good.
I'll give you Blue.
I loved Baroness.
Yeah.
Taylor, have you ever listened to Baroness?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God, I
favorite
see ears popping through, big old fucking ears. I'm surprised she can fit them through the garage door opening.
Is that Ann Coulter?
Yeah. So it's Baroness Blue album?
It's by far their best album. It's even better than Red. It's a phenomenal album. It's more of a concept than, I don't know if it's a concept album, but you can tell that each song is very specifically put into it. They do something cool where each song has a companion song. So it's not like an intro, it's this song will flow into this song, and the 2 together form like one big song, if that makes sense.
Okay, no, that's really cool. That's kind of what Tool did on their last album. 10,000 Days was kind of like that. In some ways.
A lot. There's more. There's some more acoustic elements to it. There's some more groove elements to it. There's an instrumental on it, which is really good. Just a fucking great album. By far my favorite Baroness album. It's usually ranked up there with some of the best metal albums of the last 10 or 15 years. Best album art of all of them, and they're all great. The
album art's really
It's
cool.
just a damn good fucking metal album.
Taylor, can you beer me, please?
Yes, I can.
I thought we were drinking Radical Cola.
I finished my last one. I only have beer left.
So, okay. So we either have Iron Maiden beer or we have Shiner.
Let me try the Iron Maiden.
Iron
I've had
Maiden?
it before.
Wait, can I see the can?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's premium British beer.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. How are we not talking about this? Iron Maiden's got their own
You never
beer?
knew about
Dude, they've
this?
had their own beer for a while now.
Yeah.
It's charged
I think
with
I remember.
flavor.
I think I remember one day Josh bought it. Like, this is good to be good. Then he had like one sip and he was done with it. He did it with the Game of Thrones beer too.
Yeah.
Onward.
He likes fucking Coors Light and not fucking good beer.
It's fucking grog.
Yeah.
It's got the story of the trooper on the back.
All right, we don't need to hear that part.
I'm not going to read it. It's boring.
Well, I will say the only thing about the Iron Maiden beer, I had one before. It actually is really good. And the other thing, too, is that they are the biggest snub for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The fact that Bon Jovi and Dick Clark are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Iron Maiden is not.
Well,
is a
I will
fucking
say
travesty.
Dick Clark definitely deserves to be in there. He was one
No,
of
I'm
the
not saying
most.
he doesn't deserve
I
it.
hate
more than Bon Jovi.
I hate Bon Jovi, but they deserve. That doesn't mean I'm not.
Iron Maiden should have been a long time ago.
Iron Maiden of all those like Judas Priest.
Isn't Rush not in too? I don't think
Rush recently got in.
Rush was in, like, the last
Rush
3
and
years.
Kiss got in back-to-back
I don't
years.
like Rush that much, but
Well,
they
I say
should be
yes,
in.
Yes just got in like 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
Yes should have been in a long time ago.
Yesh?
Yesh.
Who are you, Dom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Rich Voss.
What's your favorite Iron Maiden song? Just real quick. Just shooting the shit. A couple of guys shooting the shit with Taylor Majka in studio.
I know it sounds corny, but one of the first bass lines I ever learned deep was "Run to the Hills." That was one of the first bass lines I learned, and that song has a permanent place in my heart. Honestly,
Wasted Years is probably one
that's
of
a
my all-time
fucking good
favorite
one.
songs. Just because they play, I've seen Iron Maiden 3 times live, and they're absolutely incredible live.
Do they still have the 3 guitar players?
Yes, they do.
I think that's so fucking badass.
Dude, it is.
that's really hard to pull off too.
And they do it well.
Well, they had 2 for the longest time. Then like
The one guy got cancer and came back, right?
well, that was actually Bruce Dickinson. Bruce Dickinson actually had throat cancer.
I knew he
came
had
back
throat
from
cancer.
it.
I thought
Yeah.
another guy had cancer too.
No, not that I know of,
Oh,
but I
well.
know he had throat cancer. He came back. He's one of the most underrated lyricists, one of the most underrated frontmen in metal history and music
Steve Harris
history.
might be the most underrated bass player.
I think that entire band is so underrated.
They are. They're absolutely
Like,
underrated
they're absolutely
for sure.
incredible.
The only
They're
people who like them are metal fans.
Yeah, that's true.
Dude,
They don't have a crossover.
No,
they-
It's
none
just
at all.
metal.
and they probably have the most radio-friendly like sound
Easily,
too.
of all the metal, maybe them and Metallica.
Yeah, but
I
different
wouldn't even say
type
Judas-
of
I know.
metal.
I
I
never
would say
said
Judas Priest to an extent, kind of.
Oh, I do. I love
I mean,
Judas
if you
Priest.
like you got another thing coming is like a pretty.
You know what's
radio-friendly
speaking of
hit.
Judas Priest? You know what's I like this movie and a lot of people shit on it with Mark Wahlberg, Rockstar. That's like
It's really good.
loosely based on Judas Priest. You ever see that?
No, I never even heard of it.
Dude, it's really
so
good.
Mark Wahlberg.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that in Seven Annihilation.
No,
watch Annihilation.
Mark Wahlberg replaces the lead singer of this metal band. And the original lead singer, he's this big gay guy. It's clearly Rob Halford.
1000%.
It was loosely based on Judas Priest, but in the band, it was for the movie. Jason Bonham was playing drums. Zach Wilde was on guitar. It's a really cool movie for what it is.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's character was actually playing in like a cover band of that band, and then when the guy took off, then he took over as the front man for
Yeah.
the
What is this
actual
fucking
band.
Journey?
No, he's at a concert and they like.
Oh wait, that actually happened with Judas Priest. What am I talking
Yeah, that
about?
actually did happen. Yeah.
I'm
No,
so
it's-
stupid.
What is this?
I'm making a reference to another band that is not based off of.
Except it's not a Filipino guy.
Can we talk?
Yeah, who sounds just
Just
like,
like him.
Steve. And I hate Journey.
Journey
I fucking hate
stinks.
Should have been gone, broken.
I fucking when I hear just a slow down boy, I fucking
I
get
know-
so
Boy,
angry.
you can't
So-
get the fucking
all right.
lyric right.
Oh, fuck the song. I don't like it.
All right, Ralph, did you have anything else today?
I have one small thing.
Let me hear it.
It's nothing major, but did you see that thing I posted on the Facebook a few weeks ago about the guy who has a crossover restaurant?
Yes.
It's a barbecue car wash. So basically, while you're
Can you get an oil change too?
while you're
You can
yeah, you get anything.
and a
It's-
side of brisket.
yeah.
So while your car's being washed, they cook your barbecue on the side and you sit at a table and eat it. What you got me to thinking, what would be the best take 2 completely different businesses and mesh them together?
Pizza and
always-
porn.
I think that's already a thing.
I think a law office and a massage parlor.
A law office and a
Because
massage parlor.
your lawyer makes you stressed out and then you relieve the tension.
I gotta keep thinking about this now.
Yeah,
there's a couple good options here. What if you did an arcade and an ice cream parlor, so you can fucking in
Also
between games.
realistic.
Yeah, it is.
Not
Real.
ridiculous.
That's realistic. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Or hot dogs and
they-
video games.
Well, they actually have something like that. It used to be down the shore called Barnacle Bills in Ortley Beach. They had something very similar.
Kind of
to
in
that.
Jersey City, Barcade is kind of similar in that
Yeah.
sense.
Barcades are really there. Those are all over now. I love barcades.
In Jersey City, Barcade closed.
No. Like barcade, the concept. Like I've been to multiple ones.
Because the one in Jersey City last time I went a few years back.
It's just called barcade.
It's called barcade. Yeah.
I just thought that they all were called barcades.
No, dude, it was dope. I got to play like the original Star Wars arcade game in barcade while I was fucking shit faced, and it did not.
What's the original Star Wars?
With the fucking joystick.
You're just doing this, like
you know what I'm talking? Where it's like the Death Star run, and then you battle Darth Vader.
Okay, it's like Atari kind of, right?
You're on the Forest
No,
Moon of
that one you won't be able to find anywhere.
No, you're on the Forest Moon of Endor. Then you're on fucking Hoth.
Yeah, you do the Death Star run. You battle Darth Vader.
How good were the Super Star Wars games for Super Nintendo?
I almost just downloaded it on PS4 the other. You can get them on PS4. You can download and play them.
Are they on Xbox?
I don't have an Xbox. You tell me.
I will.
Yeah. I will say I think so because I think on my 360 I had it.
A movie theater prostitution ring.
I'm pretty sure those are kind of like a thing. If you go to like an X-rated theater, there's hookers like hanging around.
Okay, a baseball park with hookers.
What about a daycare? And yay!
Let's just bring two very uninteresting companies together.
Is everything evolving into pedophilia?
I don't know. One person does
Japanese. You should just take that soundbite and put a knees over every time. Just isolate that. Jap. A knees. Enos.
Let's do Mad Libs again.
No, let's not do Mad Libs.
By the way, the other voice you're hearing today is Taylor Majka from In the Pit.
I'm officially in the studio.
It's Taylor Majka of In the Pit with Mike.
It took a while. We had to butter up the frame.
We had to oil him through the doorway. And then we got to use the jaws of life to get him out.
Got a fucking jar of Crisco to squeeze me through the door.
I love I love how when Colucci was here, like I kept saying, like I'm so nice, Colucci, I never make fun of him, but I have no problem making a fat joke to Taylor.
That's
Me and Taylor lived together. It was just like an ongoing, like, just fucking with him. Like my favorite one, and I think I've told you this, is when I found his bag of Doritos, and
you put it in the fucking blender.
I put him in. Literally, it was me, the landlord, and Greg, and our buddy Quaz was coming over, and Quaz walks in, and he sees me at the top of the stairs with the blender. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm blending Taylor's Doritos. So it was a full bag of spicy chili Doritos, and then I pour them back into the bag and put them in his room. I just found the text recently too, and he texts me. He's like, "Why are my Doritos all crumbs?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Let me come to you." So I come downstairs and he's like, "Look," I'm like, "Did you step on them?" Like that's my. Did you fall? But no, then he goes like this. He goes to like dump the dust into. It's literally sawdust. It's not crumbs. It's sawdust. We use like a Fruit Ninja on it, like one of those really good like smoothie makers. So it's
Fruit Ninja's an iPhone game, you dumbass.
That's right, Fruit Ninja.
The Xbox.
What's it called? The Magic Ninja?
It's Magic Bullet. You're mixing
Magic
like
Bullet. There you go.
Ninja Blender, Magic Bullet, Fruit Ninja,
so,
Fruit Blender.
Then Taylor takes the bag of Dorito dust and he goes like this and puts it in his mouth. But it was like the cinnamon challenge. He's like, oh.
But it was like actually kind of spicy, so like it fucking hurt. It wasn't good. It wasn't good.
There were some really funny ones. One of my favorites was he got a new bed frame.
You put a horse mask in my fucking bed?
I did that too, but he got a new bed frame. And 2 weeks later, he comes to me. He's like, I broke the bed frame. He cracks it. So the next day, me and Greg are like, we'll help you fix it. So Greg has a power drill, and I'm holding up the mattress, and Taylor's trying to hold the two pieces of broken wood together. And then Greg goes to screw them together, and he just splits the wood even more. And I look at Greg. I'm just like, I can't laugh out loud. His bed's broken. Your brand new bed frame.
Yeah, I broke it doing
the meanest thing I ever said to you was the first thing I ever said to you.
First time he meets him. First time Ralph meets Taylor, we're going to a Yankee game. And
I found the video, by the way.
And he says
of me saying this?
Well, not saying that. I found the video of me of you fucking with of Dan fucking with Ralph, and then Ralph just palming my phone and running across the stadium with it.
So he only knew Taylor for like an hour, and like Taylor's talking about shit he does, and then Ralph goes to him, "You look like the kind of guy that's gonna die in a recliner." I'm like, "Yo!"
So to actually preface that, that's not the first time I met Ralph.
What?
Hold on, no.
We can't. The first time you hung out?
No, not that.
That's the second time we met.
No, it even predates that. We were at Josh's house doing a fantasy
football draft,
and you were sitting right next to me on that fucking bar they have outside in the backyard, and you drafted, instead of saying Larry Fitzgerald, you said Larry Fitz.
Larry Fitz, the backup offensive lineman.
The backup offensive lineman for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, you said Larry Fitz.
But the thing is, like, I didn't know who you were, so like you sounded super pissed off, and you were like, "I'm gonna draft Larry Fitz."
My favorite thing, that same day when he told you that you were going to die in a recliner, we're at the Yankee game. Ralph is screaming about Mark Teixeira. He's got an error. And as he's screaming, this fucking lake of spit comes out of his mouth and lands on the person in front of him. I'm not talking like when you're talking and you spit on someone or someone. It was a loogie. A loogie. And also there was some Asian guy that walked by.
And you kept touching his hair, and the guy liked it.
Yeah, the guy had a ponytail, and he kept getting up and down all the time. So we just started petting his long ponytail.
It was the three of us and Mike White, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, why was Mike White there?
I don't know.
You were wearing a Denard Robinson Michigan jersey.
Yes, I was.
And you were wearing your women's wrestling champion of the world shirt.
No, that was a different game.
That was a different time?
You wear it a lot, though.
I do. You wear it a lot. All right, so...
Wait, real quick. While we're still talking about shitting on Majka. An underrated joke I said to you, which never gets remembered. You were talking about how part of your parents' foundation was sinking. And I said, why don't you just walk to the other side of the house?
And then I said, I have no recollection of that.
I thought that was the funniest dig I ever had, and no one heard it.
It's because you're garbage.
That actually is really good, and the fact that I have no recollection of that says something. Yeah, it was not good.
Oh, that hurt.
That's fine.
So what do you have, Taylor?
So I was going through pictures on my phone, and I remembered I have an entire fucking album of just Perosi pictures.
Oh, God.
Or stuff that's pertaining to Perosi.
That can go a lot of ways.
Yes, and luckily there's no dick pics. And I found the greatest text message he has ever sent me, and I screenshotted it. So it says, he just texts me randomly out the blue. He goes, my butthole is like an everlasting gobstopper. Slugworth is trying to steal the recipe for my ass.
That's fair, though. You would agree, Ralph, right?
It's the best text message I've ever received.
Huh. He's
thinking about it. He's actually thinking about it.
Josh finally called me out for the text messages I was sending him. Random questions.
Wait, you were sending him that?
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I read that backwards.
No,
I was just since when has Josh been doing something like that?
Something clever. I was just texting him at 10 o'clock at night. Do you like Brussels sprouts? Who was the person that you were texting in caps? Taylor! Me. 2 weeks. 2 weeks I texted him in caps until my phone was stuck in caps.
The entire time I would read the text messages.
Button.
Yeah, the entire time I would read the text messages, he sounded like I had the voice of a Jack Officer from South Park. Wow, that sucks, dude.
Dude, the whole time I'm just fucking. It took a commitment to do that because there were times I had to remember.
I wasn't even mad about that. That was legit.
Oh my God.
Here's the thing: whenever I get some from him that I don't understand, I just fucking ignore him.
Yeah.
I'm not falling for it. I don't care.
I have one more good Taylor story that I want him to tell before we do our hot takes and wrap up.
Okay.
Can't talk about this.
We can't?
No, statute of limitations.
You didn't rape anyone.
That's not what I'm talking about.
You're clear. You can't be charged twice. You're good.
No. I know. You're serious about this, right? You're not.
Yeah.
No. We can't talk about it. I know exactly what he's talking
something
about.
Fucked up to you, or that caused some misery in your life.
There was a time. You started telling him that you were seeing visions and you had to go kill innocent people for a while.
I mean, there wasn't a time when he fucked with me, but there was a time we went to a party.
He fucked you?
No, he fucked with me.
Okay.
There was one particular time where we were at a party. He was drinking, dressed up as Hulk Hogan, not Hollywood, but the regular Hulk.
Yes.
And we're just in the middle of the fucking woods, and he just goes, "I'm scared," and takes off into the woods.
I sprinted away.
And then he calls us 20 minutes later. He calls Josh 20 minutes later. He's like, "I'm lost." And he's like, "Well, where the fuck are you?" He goes, "Oh, I'm sitting on a bench somewhere in someone's front yard." And we walk out to the front yard of our friend's house, and there he is sitting in the fucking gazebo with his pants missing.
I was just actually gonna bring it up as my hot take. So my pants were missing.
Yeah, there's that.
And the best part of that night was I came. I don't know.
You probably did.
I don't know how I got home. I know a group of people picked me and Manfro up.
I remember. Yeah.
And all I know is I woke up in the morning and there was a cat on me. I'm like, who the fuck was Smokey? Get off me! Because before I lived at Greg's. And I look and I'm like, it's Owen. I'm like, why am I home? And then I walk out of my room and my back door is broken and off the hinges. So I broke into my own house. So let's wrap up. Let's go into our hot takes. Ralph, I mean, I have a hot take.
You start with yours because mine's like light and fun. I think yours is like
look. I literally had that written right down.
Yeah, I just read it.
Scarlett Johansson, Johannesburg, whatever.
Okay.
She was supposed to be playing in a movie called Rub and Tug, which is kind of funny because when it first got announced, I posted like, "Yeah, that's hot," and then I find out she's playing a man who became a woman. It was transgender role, which whatever, I don't care. But people in the LGBT community, the GLAAD community, are offended that Scarlett Johansson is playing a transgender role because she is not transgender, and it should go to a transgender actor or actress.
What's a notable transgender actress?
Bingo.
You can think of?
How? Okay, this is my thing. I understand the merits of what you're saying, but don't ever compare it to a white actor playing in blackface. This is not Timothy Oliphant playing Martin Luther King.
It's not RDJ playing fucking the black guy in Tropic Thunder.
Exactly. And see, that worked because it was comedy.
Hilarious.
If you could show me the pool of 1,000 insanely talented, not even say the same level of acting as Scarlett Johansson in the transgender community, I would say you have a point. I still don't agree with it because I think an acting role should go to the best actor no matter what they do. And in this case, I think it sucks that she bailed because this backlash has been going on for a few days. I think it sucks that she pulled out, and now I see people like, oh, this is a victory for all of us. There's probably less than 50 transgender actors or actresses that actually have their SAG cards. And in the entertainment industry in general, and even if there are, let's say there's 100, how many of them are on the level of quality acting that Scarlett Johansson is, that they can pull this role off? They got mad at Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club because he wasn't transgender.
You want a fucking Academy Award
They
for
got
that.
mad at Jeffrey Tambor for Transparent because he's not transgender. And listen, I'm on board with whatever if you want, be respected and not abused. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Right.
And if you can show me the Tom Hanks of the transgender community, I'm with you 100%. But it is horseshit to kick out a talented actress because she doesn't fit the mold that you want to put her in. When whatever the message of this movie was going to be, could have done more to advance your cause.
But do they not understand that what an actor or actress does? They play pretend. They play pretend.
act!
They're portraying a character that's not exactly them.
Yeah.
So why the fuck is it a problem?
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Did we get mad when Ben Kingsley was playing a Jew in Schindler's List?
No, I got mad at Ben Kingsley when he played the Mandarin like shit.
Did we get mad when he played Gandhi? He's not Indian
at all.
Exactly. We don't I just don't understand why we're getting up in arms about acting. And the same thing happened with people mad at Sacha Baron Cohen for his new show. He's acting. It's not stolen valor. And it turned out he never claimed he was a vet. He told Sarah Palin that he served for the United States, but he served for the United Parcel Service on his new show.
And she probably bought it.
Oh, she just got mad because she's stupid and got duped again, and because she's an idiot. So, I can't wait to see his show, Sacha Baron Cohen. I'm excited for it because he's brilliant, and he goes out. Roy Moore is threatening to sue him. Come on. So that's my take. I think it's horse shit that Scarlett Johansson had to back out of this role. I blame her to an extent for not having the backbone to stand up and her people, but she, as someone that really wants to push that left-wing agenda, and that's what she does, she backed herself into this corner with her own political decisions, which I'm not going to get into. So, Ralph, what is your hot take?
Okay, I literally couldn't think of anything, so this has just popped into my head about 15 seconds ago. I think we should get rid of shoelaces and everyone should go back to Velcro. So
you're saying we should devolve?
No, Velcro's great.
I have a better hot take for you, and I'd like to hear your take on it.
No,
I'll tell you. I'll tell you, and then tell me your take on it. Chase Utley announced his retirement today. He's going to retire at the end of the season.
Oh, I sport one. I'm going to do a sports one.
And people are banging the table. I heard a bunch of calls that he is a Hall of Famer.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
He's not even close.
No.
He's not even
He's not
close.
A Hall of Famer.
If he's a
you
Hall of
also, to be fair, you do have a personal vendetta.
Of course I
against
do.
him.
He's a scumbag. It was great. I was so happy to see today, finally, so many people, former players too, saying that the image that the media portrayed of Chase Utley is completely different than what he's like. And what people like to say is grittiness and toughness. They considered him one of the dirtiest players when they were playing. He would talk shit while he was doing it. He would try to mess up catchers. He would do all these things. And he tried to punch someone a few years back. Scumbag. Great player. Scumbag.
I have no problem with trash talk. Is when no, but the thing is when he did.
I don't like
shit
messing up a catcher.
To Ruben Tejada.
That was a dirty slide.
Disgusting.
That was a dirty slide.
Yeah.
And I'm very much in the avenue of most slides are clean. That was a
that
dirty
was a
slide.
dirty. Yeah,
1,000%, dude. He slid the second he hit the bag, and then he took his fucking.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let me give you a real one because I do have a sports one. I was trying to do a non-sports one, and I did.
Go for it.
Velcro. I'm a Yankee fan.
No shit.
Right now, where are the Yankees in the standings?
3.5 games back.
3.5 backs of the Red Sox.
Yes.
Haven't they played less games than the Red Sox though?
5 less games.
No, it's down to 3 now.
Is it 3?
It's either 3 or 2
they
now.
played a doubleheader.
Yeah, they had the doubleheader,
It's
and they got one. Red Sox had
It's
off.
3 or 4, I think.
It's definitely 3 or less.
Because at one point in the season it was like 15.
Yes, I know. Well, it wasn't 15.
It wasn't 15. It was like 7.
The Yankees started their game on May 15th.
No, all the games got rained out.
I know. It wasn't 15.
All right, don't gonna be annoyed, you fuck.
Don't tell me to be annoyed.
You sound like Curse the Cowardly Dog, you fuck.
Garfield's a girl, you know.
I know you bring it up frequently.
Voiced by Bill Murray.
Home Alone. Go on.
Wanna suck some cock?
So, I'm not a big fan of most.
You wanna suck a dick?
Girls. Vagina. Go on.
Ralph Leck in the studio.
That's my
ladies and
hot
gentlemen.
take. Vagina's yucky. Go on.
Ralph Valeka in the studio. You fuck.
Make sure you listen to In the Pit with Ralph Valeka.
For April Fool's Day, one day we should do In the Pit and just and he does whatever the fuck the name of this show is.
Yeah, I'll do.
Ralph and Dan movie music show thing.
It's like Tim and Eric, awesome show.
I'm gonna take it over for a dance. They're called I'm Ralph.
I'm Ralph. All right. So really, what's your Yankee?
Scat porn.
What's your Yankee take? Is
Okay,
it Manny Machado
so-
related?
No. You know how I am when it comes to baseball. I'm
You know
old,
nothing.
I'm old school. I know nothing.
You hate it.
My favorite. Why is Shane Spencer not in the Hall of Fame?
I love Last Things Village. Go on.
I'll take
So, I wish that they would raise the pitcher's mound again. I hate
Get rid
that.
of the DH.
Get rid of the DH. And I'm a Yankee fan. I'm one of the few people.
You're an
who's-
American League fan.
But the one thing I do like that's new is that I do like the wild card.
I
the two wild cards.
love the second
I think it
wild card.
makes.
I love it.
I think the first wild card became utterly stale. I think you need to expand the
It
playoffs.
made the last week of the season boring half the time.
It made the last month
Like,
of the
realistically, the Yankees or Red Sox could win 100 games and have to play a one-game playoff.
So
That's
I hate
awesome.
now that
That's
the
pretty
Yankees.
legit.
That's fucking cool.
It's like one game show.
I know where you're
Now
going. I
now
know
you're
where
getting
going.
Yankee fans because they're 3.5 out. Not at their fault because the Red Sox are a machine. You got to give credit where credit's
They have
due.
the MVP and JD
They have the
Martinez.
MVP and probably the second MVP in
and
bets.
maybe
they
top
don't-
3 Cy Young candidate in Chris Sale.
They have a guy who could be his top 3. I need to look what he's having a great
He's already
season.
tied for 6th in Major League history for games pitched with 6 innings and no earned runs
Did
and
you
10
read the-
strikeouts.
did you hear the stat-
42 in his career.
Did you hear about the stat about DeGrom the other day?
Oh, it's I know which
40
one you're talking about.
So listen to this. DeGrom's made 126 starts in his career. 58 of them he left the start with giving up 1 or less runs, meaning 46% of the time you're going to get a start where he gave up 1 or less runs.
And
That's absurd.
And I usually love MLB Network, but I was watching the other night, and they were literally saying we don't think he's in that upper tier of pitchers.
No,
he is the tier.
he's
of
the
pitchers.
he's the best.
He's the best one in the league.
Right now, he's the best pitcher in the
You know
league,
what?
despite
He's-
the wins not being there.
the-
He's the best pitcher in
Sonny
the league.
Gray has the same amount of wins as he does. No?
Yeah.
Sonny Gray has more now.
Has more now.
One
yeah.
more.
Robert
But-
Gesellman has more wins than fucking
How
DeGrom.
fucking stupid is that? In reality?
That's why wins don't matter.
Well, we're going to do a baseball show because I feel like a lot of our
Yeah.
audience will check out. But I can debate you on the wins
I
thing.
know.
Yeah.
Go on.
Anyway,
Let's continue. We've
I'm
gone on 4 tangents.
so I'm sick that Yankee fans are now saying, "Well, make the wild card game a 2 out of 3 or a 3 out of 5." The fucking point of the wild card game is it forces you to win your division.
It puts
if
emphasis
there's,
on the
if
division.
there's a fucking year where you're bettered, I don't care that you have 110 wins and the Red Sox have 113. You didn't win the division. It sucks. There was a year. Ow!
You had a bug on your head.
you legit had a bug on your head. You slapped him so hard.
I killed it. It was a mosquito. Now we're even.
That was awesome.
In
Didn't even say nothing. Just whack.
In 1961, the Yankees won, I think, 106 games, 108 games, something like that. And the Tigers won 101. And that back then, one team came out of the AL. Tough shit. Win your
What's
fucking
it,
division if you want to avoid the one-game
What was it,
playoff.
87 or 88, the Mets won 99 games.
99, and they missed
They missed the playoffs because there was no wild
It
card.
was all, they're all over Major League
I'm with
history.
you.
It sucks. I'm a Yankee fan. I would love that they don't
You don't
have
want to
to play.
waste Severino on a one-game
One-game
playoff,
playoff.
but you would rather win that one-game playoff and take a chance because you never know who you're going to run into. You could run into Verlander on a bad night. You don't know. And not that it's likely, but you could. Anything could happen. Yeah. And I'm with you that people crying that it should be a 2 out of 3. Shut up.
No, that's it. It makes it more interesting. It sucks. If you were with the Red Sox right now, not a single person would bring it up.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And now, Taylor, hot take.
Hot take.
The voice you hear, by the way, is Dan Perosi of In the Perosi.
In the Perosi.
Promoting
his movie Little Italy starring Hayden Panettiere.
In the Port with Dan Perosi.
Hayden Shamali.
Shamali.
So again, I'm actually gonna go sports related too because over the last week I've really gotten like super heated for Denver really making a run this season.
They're gonna say about
Broncos.
badminton. Okay, go on.
All right. So my whole thing is I haven't been excited for a total draft class in quite some time from Denver, and I see a lot of great things coming out of this draft class. Deshaun Hamilton from Penn State.
He's a Denver Nuggets
amazing.
fan.
Yeah, Denver. They just
Denver
signed Isaiah
Nuggets.
Thomas. So we're getting
the original Isaiah Thomas.
Wait, are you really a Denver Nuggets fan?
No, I'm just being a tool.
I don't fucking know. He's a Broncos fan.
That's true.
I'm a Bucks fan.
Brooklyn Nets, honestly. But
honestly, thank you for
being honest about it. We thought you were lying.
Yeah.
Go on.
Right. No, so
I'm not lying.
He's not being honest about it.
I'm not lying.
I'm not lying.
I'm
Go
not
on.
lying.
Not lying.
Okay, we got Oakland Raiders fan Tyler Majka in studio.
The Raiders are the only team in the division I can actually stand, to be honest. Kansas City and San Diego.
You should go on the house! San Diego. First of all, San Diego doesn't exist
I don't
anymore.
give a fuck.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
All right,
no,
so
it's
go
the
on
Rams.
about your Broncos.
Bradley Chubb's going to be the defensive MVP.
Oh,
bar none. He's going to have a 15
Whoa.
sack season. It's gonna be-
Defensive MVP.
Oh, no,
Rookie of the year.
I
Defensive
said that
Rookie of the
wrong.
year.
Defensive
Woo!
Rookie of the year.
15 is tough for a rookie.
No, I think he could do it, especially because everyone's going to double Von Miller, and he's a true three-tech.
Yeah, that's true.
So
He actually makes a good point.
That's a good point.
So he's going to get up all those sacks when they roll out the pocket. He's that big. He's that.
But he's
fast.
still a
Yes,
rookie.
he has to stay healthy.
Yeah.
And that's a really tough position to come
Well,
out of unless you're a Watt.
Well, no, this is
a Watt
also,
or who was the one on the Chargers last year?
Bosa.
Well,
Those are the only
I
two.
fucking hate him.
Well,
He's so good.
Well, this is also a
Fucking
kid
Ohio
that
State shit.
that tore his ACL in high school, so it's a little rough. I do get that, but I think he's going to be defensive rookie of the year.
ACL tears are like a Band-Aid.
Right, but I
It's
also
gonna be
but
a
in high
pass
school when
rusher.
he was a kid is a little bit different. You know what I mean? The severity. But the my other thing would be the other wide receiver that went unnoticed throughout the draft, and I believe is going to be truly the #1 receiver in the league in some time. Cortland Sutton at SMU is going to be
I
fucking
love
amazing.
Cortland. He's awesome.
He's like we're not going to worry about Demaryius
What round
Thomas.
did he go in? What
I
round?
think the third.
He was to me no worse than a second round pick. He could have gone back into the first. Honestly,
he's
got clutch hands. He's a smooth route runner.
Yeah,
you don't have much polishing to do with him.
He's like 6'3" and he can jump. Fucking guy's gonna be.
He doesn't
excellent.
have burner speed, but he can get open. He's got great hands. If you're doing fantasy, I would look at him deep. And actually, some funny fantasy news. We just I'll announce this now because my buddy.
This is the one we talked about.
Yeah. You know Brian. Brian works at Jimmy G's. Our buddy Brian.
Yes.
So he.
I had to help out of a bar.
Yeah, exactly. We were at Jimmy G's a couple weeks ago, and he asked.
Why are you looking at me?
He asked me if
He's looking at me and smiling. It's very weird. This is what he's doing.
he likes
what is
you.
that?
He asked me if I was still boycotting fantasy football.
How you doing, Ralph?
Ralph's trying to deep throat his mic.
Where's the thinking for?
Because you're deep throating it. So my buddy Brian tells me that him and Spooner are starting a dynasty league, and they need like 3 more teams. I told him I'm not doing it. I don't want to do fantasy. He said, how about if you did a team for your show? And we rely on the people listening on who we should start that week and who we should draft as well.
That's a good
that would be
idea.
a little tougher to do that part. But
We'll figure it out.
We'll go on like Facebook Live while we're doing it. Like who should we take?
I don't know if I would just draft and then just this is who we got.
I think if I don't like the way Facebook Live is going, that's what we'll do. But I like the idea of having input from
How
people
about
that
this?
listen to us.
If let's see how because the show's growing.
Yeah.
Maybe the show will grow to a point where you can do something and it is viable. Like you can have 50 people on with you or something like that.
That would be really
absolutely.
cool. So we will be doing fantasy in that
I'm
regard.
totally in.
And
How are we
I'm
gonna do- are we gonna do a
actually-
dynasty each year?
I'm going to announce this here. This is an invite to my friends here. Week 1 of football, we're going to do here inside the Attack Move studio with we're getting from Quaz and Bob. They have an HD projector. They have 2 actually, and we're going to project it on here and watch football all fucking day, and we can record while we're doing it.
That's awesome.
I think that's a great idea,
Especially if the Broncos play.
Week 1.
The Broncos are going to play week 1.
Literally, what we could do if we wanted to.
Oh, on Sunday.
We could set it up because
gotcha.
we have 2 projectors. What if we did projectors on both sides?
Imagine.
And we have red zone on one and games
Taylor
on the
could
other.
just come in wearing a white shirt.
Because you're the size of a drive-in screen.
Oh, another fat joke.
That's my hot take. Taylor really isn't that fat.
He's really not.
No, he's not.
You know what it is? He's E-Rock.
You're our
You're
E-Rock.
E-Rock.
Yeah. E-Rock. Taylor is a dinosaur. Taylor is a dinosaur.
I feel bad too because
No, it's all right. No, just to go back in the radio. Did I ever tell you about the time Al Dukes trolled me on Twitter?
go.
So there was someone who called in a WFAN and it legitimately sounded like High Pitch Eric from the Howard Stern show.
No, that was High Pitch Eric.
It was High
He
Pitch?
called in a couple months ago. High
Yeah,
Pitch.
no, that wasn't. It was like a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, High Pitch called in literally a few months ago before Gio was there. Boomer,
Yeah.
I think I'd be a great co-host. I'm good. Hangs up.
Yeah, hangs up on it. No, so the guy calling legitimately sounds like high pitch. So I tweet at WFAN. I go your caller sounds like high pitch. He tweets back, goes, "Who's high pitch?" Not knowing it's a bit.
Who's high pitch?
Right? Not knowing it's a bit, I proceed to explain to him who high pitch is, and then he goes, "I'm well aware of who and what has been on the Howard Stern show in the last 20 years."
He's known to be a huge.
I remember that.
I didn't know because I just started getting into WFAN.
Well,
so that was
I
like
remember
a real thing.
seeing that now because the second Al Duke said who's high pitch, I thought about my favorite prank phone call ever, high pitch Eric to Eric the midget when hello, this is Gary Delabate, and the best is no, it's Artie Lang. Fire! Are you ready for some dirty deeds? But speaking, we were ranked above Artie Lang on Twitter. How crazy
I
is
saw that, dude.
Well,
Like,
we were above Artie Lang.
Oh yeah, no, you showed. That's
one of my idols.
And
who
I'm
I
not
love.
trying to gas you guys up, but seriously, congratulations.
No,
thank you.
It's really
Dude, he does all the social media stuff. I just
I know that.
I just share random fucking Antifa stuff.
It's humbling to an extent, but it's really cool, all the feedback. So I got to thank everyone listening, all our supporters, some of the really great podcasts out there that I've been listening to.
I'm getting a lot of people who can I be on the show? And like, because at first like, oh, you're doing a podcast. Like, what do you do? You're doing your friends go. Well, yeah, you fucking dumbass. What else we're gonna do in the studio? Like, people are like, can I be on the show? Can I be on the show? And we have a little bit of a list going, but it's
a really funny one. Before we close out, I got to tell this story quick. When we had Michaela on a few weeks ago.
Oh, you got the name right when she's not in the studio.
Yeah, correct. So just so everyone realizes, Michaela is an alter ego. We didn't use her real name for professional purposes. So she sends me a screenshot. Someone texted her and goes, "I'm listening to a podcast with someone named Michaela that took me 2 seconds to figure out it was you. What the fuck is wrong with you?" But again, I want to thank everyone. That it's been really cool. 12 episodes in. We're going to take a couple weeks off now, but we will have some really cool content for you to listen to besides episode 12. We've
recorded a few what we call them shoot the shits, where it's just after we do another show, if we have some time, we have a good flow going, we'll just no flow.
I did one.
Yep. Yeah, I did the cinnamon challenge for no reason.
Yeah.
And then we also have the Colucci
Comes Alive /roast.
The roast. So I'll post a few of them.
You got to hear it.
No, I'm pissed because I remember I had a food challenge for you, and I just remembered it right now.
What was the food?
Do you have it with you still?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'll do it. Come on.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it before we wrap up.
You know what? Let's give a little extra content because we're not going to be live next week. Why not? Hold on 1 second. I dropped my pen.
Is this going to make me sick?
No, it's not going to make you sick, but you're definitely not going to feel good.
Oh, cool. All right, let's see.
Okay, so
fucking shit.
So what I have for you guys is an Australian delicacy.
Oh God, is it kangaroo?
No, it's not kangaroo.
Wait,
actually, I know. Hold on.
I know what it is.
Yeah, Ralph, I'm pretty sure you just figured
What is it?
So what I have for you guys today is I have Vegemite.
Yes.
It's for vitality, so this is good for you, Perosi.
What is it going to do for me?
It's going to help you get your dick harder. Vitality.
I need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
Flaccid.
So
he just goes next to a.
So it's not so much.
I'm wearing new pants right now. Not that matters.
No, not at all.
What am I supposed to do with this?
So
you need to record if we're doing this.
Right. No, I absolutely will. So it's not just a taste, like put it on your thing or whatever. No, what I think. No, because this is actually my dad's. Funny story how I got this. So my dad likes to play video games with people from all over the world, and he made pretty good friends on the mod board. So you're doing it again.
I was saying that he puts it on his penis and puts it in your butthole.
Easy. So essentially, what's going on is that, like I said, my dad would play video games, and he ended up like making friends with this couple from Australia.
Yeah, sure.
So they
got a swinger thing.
He's a cuck.
No. So they came over, and
how would he be the cuck with another couple?
All right. So they came over from Australia.
He's gonna invite them to cuck him.
Yeah.
Again,
from down under.
No, so they came over from Australia.
Oh boy!
We threw them like a whole American thing. Everyone drinking Budweiser, eating burgers and shit. And it turns out that my dad and my mother were actually like the best man and woman at their wedding that they had. So then they sent us a care package of all these like Australian like cookies and all these different delicacies.
They send you a dingo?
No, they didn't.
This backstory is so uninteresting. I'm sorry.
Go on. So tell me, what is Vegemite? What am I supposed to do with it?
So Vegemite is so fucking salty and so fucking bitter. But you're supposed to eat it on like toast, and since we don't have toast,
we're using our hands.
No, we have pizza.
Yes,
God.
So, do you know how it's made though?
No, I don't.
It's
you get two
when you
slices.
brew beer, it's what's left over on the bottom of the tank, and they scrape it off.
All right, so on the back it says vitality starts with breakfast. B1, essential for brain function. B2, supports nervous system. B3, essential for energy release. Folate helps to fight fatigue. Enjoy as part of a balanced, varied diet and active lifestyle. So I see you practice this, Taylor.
Not often.
All right, so you're Taylor. Why don't you give us the slices, then boot up your phone so we can get some video of this fucking nonsense. How much am I supposed to put on? Just cover the slice.
Don't cover the slice because that's rough, and I'm not an ass.
I'll cover it.
Guys.
It's black.
Yeah, but the thing is, you have to eat the whole fucking slice.
Is that good?
Yes, that's fine.
I almost got it on my new shirts.
Enough about your new pants.
I got it on my...
Dan's really excited to show off his new pants.
All right.
Okay.
So let me.
You could even
I got you.
You tell. Look how much Ralph put on.
Jesus Christ! I have to give that back.
It's all for his.
What's the one thing I do?
I wish this was black tar heroin.
Yeah.
I'd prefer that.
All right. So you guys are going to be trying Vegemite on pizza, and here we go. Let's see what it looks like.
My first bite didn't have any.
I gotta see. Look, there he goes.
It doesn't taste good. Oh my god, it's salty.
It's so fucking bitter and so salty. It's fucked up.
It's not good.
It tastes like an aquarium.
It tastes like a turtle cage.
Oh, this is rough.
Who would eat this?
Assholes.
It's a delicacy in Australia. Like I said, dude,
Delicacy
it's
comes-
meant for like breakfast.
Breakfast? What kind of breakfast?
Breakfast food? What do you do? You put this on your fucking egg?
No, it's legitimately meant to be like to spread all over toast.
Oh.
Like you know how you would put like butter on toast or
This
whatever.
is tough.
You're supposed
Just
to
eat the whole thing, Ralph. You can do it.
Yeah, put the whole thing.
Come on, the whole thing. The crust too.
Not a crust. That's fine. Are you okay? Pound your chest like you do.
Do it.
Don't do it. That's disgusting. Dude, that's fucking gross. That's
This is
so
fucking
good.
gross.
I know, dude, it's disgusting.
Your dad likes it.
No.
I feel like I'm just swallowing.
No, dude, yo, they sent it to us. We tried it once, and it sat in our fucking like
It's
cabinet for like
old
6 months.
Vegemite.
I like how
No, it
he's like,
doesn't go
don't.
bad. Look at it. It's in a fucking toothpaste tube.
I'd rather put toothpaste on the.
By the way, I like how he says, "Don't use it all. It's my dad's. We don't eat it."
But still, I know my dad will get pissed.
Oh.
So I need reactions. How exactly? Do
It's
you
disgusting.
Okay, my review is it's the Molly's Game of Food.
Shut up.
Feel Molly's game of food.
It's so fucking salty that I can't even like.
How much sodium
it's like I
is
just
this?
drank the ocean.
I will say that's one thing. It is way too salty.
It's-
Like, I don't see how it's enjoyable.
But
even
it's not,
remotely.
you know, it's not even just a saltiness. It's got a very strong, like,
Bitterness.
dusty.
Dusty, yeah.
Dusty. It's got a dusty. It tastes like an old book smells.
Like an old book smell.
There's nothing vegetable.
I'd
in it.
rather eat your toenail clippings. This is fucking. And pizza's my favorite thing in the world. This is horrendous.
So what you're saying is we found the one thing that will ruin pizza for you.
Yeah, this is terrible.
It's not good.
It's making my stomach.
Who would eat this?
Australians
dude.
are fucking weird. And with
Very
that,
weird.
we're gonna
Gotta
wrap up
censor that.
episode. What did I say?
You said Australians.
I can't say Australians. Aussies.
No, you could say Australian. You could
Just
say
fucking
Aussie.
with
What
you.
about a?
Oi, oi, oi.
All right, we're out of here. Episode 12. You watch, I listen. Subscribe, share.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, everyone.
We'll see you in 2
Subscribe
weeks.
to In the Pit,
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
in the pit
And
on
that-
iTunes and SoundCloud with Majka.
That was Taylor Majka of In the Pit on Taylor Majka's In the Pit Network with Taylor.